Hello world, I'm LJ and this is LJgoesSweden. It's baby metal time! Surprise! It is the 1st of April and of course it is Fox Day. I did not forget, and for this day I have thought about something that of course came really conveniently. Thank you so much to GabyMetal. Basically, for creating a new guide to baby metal. I have never done a video react, so I have no idea how this is going to be. Maybe it's going to be the toughest cutting for me, and especially for my little laptop here, to go through 2 hours. It's going to be tough. Also my camera, I don't know if it's going to make 2 hours. I have some power bank already ready to power it up. Yeah, microphone, all these things. It's gonna be tough. It's a bit of like a different perspective this time because usually I have the camera in front of my screen, so it's gonna block a bit. Now it's like off, so you're standing behind the laptop basically. And of course, it is now also time, actually the first time that you see, maybe it's a bit blurry now because of the sun, but I have the collection. The Funko Pops of baby metal. I bought them in the end of December. I picked them up here in my town in the beginning of January from Japan. I'm very happy. Not everything is fully fine. Like one of the cases unfortunately broke, but it is what it is. So I actually don't want to talk way too much, guys, because this video is already way too long that we have to go through. But of course, I know some stuff about baby metal. I have watched the guide from Imagination and I have watched the guide of a Fox song, so the not so extensive guide, which is also, I loved both of them. So a lot of information was given. Now we have this new guide in the style from GabyMetalDeath, so it's gonna be a bit interesting to see like if it's like what I like, but I like his content, so I think I'm going to like this as well. Yeah, 2 hours. I think let's just start. Are you ready? It's time for the updated Baby Metal Guide 2026. Thank you, GabyMetalDeath.
Hi, and welcome to the first unhelpful and/or not so extensive, fully comprehensive guide to baby metal, voiced by a real-life human being. That is.
Oh, awesome.
Name is Gaby Metal, and
hey,
as
Gaby.
a devoted fan to baby metal, I will be your narrator and guide today. This should be entertaining, and so far, after 16 months
I think it will.
I have only ever been called boring one time. So, I would say I have a pretty good track record of being entertaining.
Good
but
record for
on
sure.
Not offending people with silly jokes is far worse. So that's your one and only warning. So, what is baby metal?
Good question. What is baby metal? It's not a cult, I hope. Okay, you gave a summary, okay.
Baby metal's story begins in 2010 in Tokyo, Japan.
I was 11 years old.
Kawaii metal band.
Kawaii. Kawaii.
Kawaii is the Japanese word for cute, and kawaii metal is a subgenre of metal that baby metal created. So if you do listen to any kawaii metal bands, know that baby metal did it first. While they began small, baby metal's live performances have grown to be quite the spectacle, to include acted out rituals, crucifixes,
so
all manner
awesome.
of lights, fog, fire, and confetti.
Insane.
And any fan today will tell you there is nothing quite like a live baby metal show, which you must witness to understand.
Oh my God, what is
I'm
that?
going in June.
In any case,
I will
baby
witness
metal
something.
Didn't start off selling out arenas. Baby metal were not formed like a typical metal band. They didn't meet in the drummer's mom's garage for practice after school or scrape together money to replace snapped guitar strings. Nope. Instead, they were created within a Japanese all-girl idol group called Sakura Gakuin. Today,
SG.
it's possible to be a huge baby metal fan while knowing precious little about Sakura Gakuin.
I actually don't know so much besides of the guides.
And beyond, Sakura Gakuin holds little influence anymore and has not existed for 5 years at this point. However,
crazy, right?
baby metal's inception and early existence is intrinsically tied to Sakura Gakuin. And baby metal, in fact, owes its existence to it.
Moa is really short. And Yui also, actually.
You will be expected to have at least a passing familiarity with Sakura Gakuin, at least as it pertains directly to baby metal. So as we continue in this video, If you ever find yourself wondering, why are we talking so much about Sakura Gakuen? That's why. So moving on, Babymetal started as a subgroup of Sakura Gakuen, which again was an all-girl J-pop idol group whose theme revolved around a fictional school life.
The first time I read like on Wikipedia or somewhere when they came from this Sakura Gakuen, I literally thought that this was a school, like a real school that was just like filming themselves because it was like a Japanese thing. And I was like, okay, well, Japan is crazy. Why not? And then I realized that because of the guides, it's not a real school. And they still went to school, which is kind of weird because they played the school. But I have so little information about this whole, like, how they played school. So maybe he's going to tell us a bit more about this because, yeah, still interested in how this has played out. And because I don't know Japanese, but you know the thing. So let's continue.
Within which there were multiple subgroups or clubs for the girls to be a
That
part
one
of.
I know. Yeah.
Sakura Gakuen was also first created in 2010, just like Babymetal. As stated in prior guides, it should be emphasized that Sakura Gakuen was not a real school. And each girl had to attend a real school outside their activities with
crazy.
Sakura Gakuen. Now this idol
So much
group
work
typically
for, like, a
consisted of
10-year-old
10
or,
to 12 girls,
you
each
know, like
between the
a
ages
young
of
girl.
10 and 15. Members would leave Sakura Gakuen once they completed junior high school. They would hold an actual graduation, and new members would transfer into the group once the
So
oldest
crazy.
members departed.
That's why I thought it's
At
real,
the
you
time
know,
Sakura Gakuen
graduation
formed
and all
in
these things.
2010, producer Kei Kobayashi, hereafter referred to as GabyMetal,
Koba.
a lifelong metal fan working for the talent agency Amuse Incorporated, the agency that also owned Sakura Gakuen itself, GabyMetal
Amuse.
had a daring idea. What if, he asked, you could take the melodic singing and precise choreographed dance energy of J-pop idols and fuse it with the crushing guitars and thunderous drums of heavy metal? For the record, that's probably not how he sounds. He found his lead singer in Suzuka Nakamoto, a charismatic young performer with
Yeah.
a remarkable voice and stage presence,
So amazing.
who just so happened to be a founding member of Sakura Gakuen. GabyMetal paired Suzuka with two younger girls also in Sakura Gakuen, named Moa Kikuchi and Yui Misuno. Now, one of them would later leave the group, but more on that later. Their synchronized dance moves would become a hallmark of the band's performance style, remaining so to this day.
Scream
Suzuka
and
was given the
dance.
stage name Su-Metal.
Su-metal.
Yui became Yui Metal, and Moa became Moa Metal, each name reflecting their fusion of idol identity with metal spirit. Their
Yeah.
subunit in Sakura Gakuen was labeled at the time the Heavy
Heavy
Music,
Music Club, yeah.
and they debuted publicly on November 28th, 2010.
It's
at
so
a Sakura
crazy how
Gakuen
their
show,
clothes look like, still more like SG.
marking Babymetal's first live performance. The group's very first music piece,
white guy.
Doki Doki Morning, appeared on the Sakura Gakuen compilation album
It's so
released in
crazy.
April 2011.
But it fits actually.
and then as a limited edition DVD single that year. This began a tiny yet
$900?
rapidly spreading wave of international attention.
Okay. Early Growth, Chapter 2.
Although Babymetal began with limited audience awareness, their YouTube presence changed everything. An abridged version of the music video for Doki Doki Morning, uploaded to Toy Factory's YouTube channel on October 12, 2011, spread beyond Japan. Western viewers were simultaneously intrigued and baffled. In 2012, they toured Japan under their own independent shows while releasing the singles for some of their earliest songs like Headbanger and Ijime Dame Zettai. This
Still
gained
not
them
listened to that
recognition
one.
at both home and abroad. Somewhere amidst this time, their fan community adopted a fox sign hand symbol, and the term kitsune began use within the fandom.
Kitsune.
This fox sign originally came from the fact that when the girls of Babymetal first saw the devil horns from metal fans, they mistook the symbol for a fox,
Yeah, I would also
like
do
in
it.
Fox Shadowplay,
Why not?
and decided to adopt this as their version of the horns. This was later included in the official Babymetal lore. The Babymetal lore is deep, and you can watch this video if you want to know
Yeah.
more about that, because
Thank
I
you,
will not be
GabyMetal,
discussing
for that
it.
lore video. That
But
also helped
just
a lot
know
for
that
me,
you can
actually.
Think of the fox sign as Babymetal's
Check
very
it
own
out.
devil horns. So go ahead, parents. Take your kids to see Babymetal.
Yes,
It's
I
fun.
would.
By March 2013, Su-Metal graduated from
2013,
Sakura Gakuen
yeah.
due to their age limitations.
16,
And
right?
the original
Yeah.
likely course of action would have been for Babymetal to end. However, Babymetal did not end. It had proved so popular that Amuse decided it would continue as an independent band. This marked the official split of Babymetal from Sakura Gakuen, And though Moa and Yui did continue with Sakura Gakuin until their respective graduations, they did remain with Babymetal also, and continued performing as Babymetal and Sakura Gakuin members.
Really
until their
important decision
graduation
there
in
that they
2015,
continued.
at which point they became full-time and exclusive members of Babymetal.
Death. BabyMetalDeath. I have to say the selection of songs that Gaby always
Now,
puts
before we
is
get further
awesome.
into the journey of
This mix
Babymetal
of
as a
like
separate
games
group,
and
let's introduce you to the members of the band. Every
Yes.
member deserves a video of their own,
Yeah.
due to how dense their histories are.
definitely
So I'll put on screen here some member-specific videos that you can watch after this.
smart. He did
However,
good
in order
videos
to
here.
understand what Babymetal is, you do need a grasp on some basics of
Yes.
each member. The team of Babymetal can be broken down into 3 basic categories. The main trio, who does the singing and dancing. The backing band, known as the Kami Band, who plays all the instruments at live performances. And then there is a third category that
Yeah.
I will refer to as Babymetal,
That's the category I'm lost.
which is everyone else who supports Babymetal
Yeah.
and managing them.
I know they all
creating
also have
songs, and
metal
creating
names,
and teaching dance
but
choreography. It's
yeah,
important to note
a
before
lot
we
to
continue
learn.
in introducing the Babymetal members that all members of the team are important, and Babymetal would not truly exist without each one of them. But if you want to get down to brass tacks, by far, the most important and irreplaceable part of the team is the main trio. They are what truly set Babymetal apart from everyone else in the metal sphere, and they are the mascots of the team. In fact, much like the idols that inspired their inclusion in the metal project to begin with, each member of the trio has their own unofficial fan club within the fandom.
Makes sense.
Many fans have a favorite member and will express this fact vocally and loudly.
I cannot decide, to be
So again,
honest.
we have a lot to cover in this video.
I love all of
and I'll
them.
only give the necessary information in these introductions for you to understand their importance in Babymetal and give a little bit of their personality.
Are we starting with Sue?
First up, we have
Yes.
Sumetal. Birth
Suzuka.
name, Suzuka Nakamoto. Born December 20th, 1997 in Hiroshima, Japan. Before we get started on Suzuka, I'd like to clear up a common misconception.
Okay.
Many will tell you that Sumetal is 5 foot and 1 inches tall. Even Google still says this, and when she began her career with Babymetal,
Wait, five-
sure, it was probably true.
5'1".
However, what many fans forget, and also Google forgets, Sumetal was still growing when she joined Babymetal. And since then,
Yeah,
she has
right.
grown to be somewhere around 5 foot 3 inches. While she was once the tallest member, she is no longer. But we will get to that later. She has
Don't
spent her
tell her.
entire life performing, starting as young as 3 years old, acting and singing on camera.
Crazy.
At age 8, she was accepted into the Actors School of Hiroshima, wherein she was first part of a named group. It was called Tween. Tween
The first
consisted
sister.
of her and her older sister Himika, but their existence was brief and did not extend beyond Suzuka's time at the school. Suzuka auditioned for and was signed by a Muse talent agency in 2007, at which point she joined a group called Karen Girls. Karen
Oh, yeah.
Girls was a 3-piece J-pop group that was created for the sole purpose of singing songs for an anime called
It's kind of crazy, like at least for a Western person to hear the word like Karen girls. It's, you know, like the name Karen has so much negativity that when you think about you have a girl group called Karens, then you think like, oh my gosh, they're gonna complain a lot. I don't know if this was made with a purpose, but I don't think that when it was created that the term Karen was already that like, or the name Karen was already that negatively in the public's like minds. I don't know, but still very interesting to hear it nowadays.
Zettai Karen Children, and the band disbanded after the anime concluded a year later.
Okay.
Suzuka's next musical endeavor would come in the form of becoming a founding member of Sakura Gakuin,
Yes.
that school-themed J-pop idol group we talked about earlier.
Those chairs seem so uncomfortable.
Immediately upon the creation of Sakura Gakuin,
Though that
Suzuka was
footage is
chosen by
always
producer
awesome.
Metal as the lead singer for the Heavy Music Club, better known today as the beginnings of Babymetal. The Heavy Music Club took most of Suzuka's time during her days in Sakura Gakuin, but you can still find videos of Suzuka's performances of songs that were not tied to Babymetal, as she still participated in Sakura Gakuin's other activities. She even became student council president in her last year at Sakura Gakuin.
This is something else where I have to say. She became the student council president of a made-up school. It's like, I just don't understand because I like, you know, it's it's still confusing to me to this day how this was presented. Of course, they had like a lot of YouTube videos, but was it like a TV show where you said like, okay, for example, like iCarly in the US or like other Disney Channel shows where you had like a real school life that was like, you know, presented in a certain way. Was it like this, that you like they played like their roles just with way more singing? And then she played like the role of being the student council in that show? Or what is like the purpose? Because of course the focus was more on the singing than on the acting, I guess, and like the idol education. But still to this day, I have no idea like how this Sakura Gakuin really was like, you know, played out, how it was seen from like an outsider's perspective. Was it like this entertaining show? Was it like a more like a singing education in a certain topic? Yeah, I know that Sakura Gakuin was of course like also this own band that they were performing songs all together, but still, yeah, like I said, it's still a mystery to me, to be honest.
Further illustrating her natural-born leadership mentality, which
She
would
is
and
definitely
does
a leader.
still come into play in
Yes.
Babymetal's interactions with media. Metal still tends to lead interview Q&As, and of course, she is still the lead singer of Babymetal.
Yeah.
Speaking of lead singing, while Metal always takes the lead singer role, she also has 4 solo songs that I will list in
Akatsuki.
order of creation.
That's what I
Akatsuki,
know. Yeah.
Rondo
Ooh.
of Nightmare,
Not-
Amore,
Still
and
not
No
listened
Rain,
to?
No Rainbow.
I only
Sadly,
know one
the last
song.
time any of these were performed was April 2021, wherein Metal played piano and sang No Rain, No Rainbow.
Oh.
Since then, she has not sang any of these solo songs. Now, this applies to all Babymetal's members to different degrees of intensity, but since Metal has done the most speaking, I will bring it up here. Metal and her counterparts in the trio have all worked extremely hard to improve their English-speaking skills
Yeah.
in interviews.
Gimme Choco lyrics mean it is about girls and women who love to eat chocolate, but they are afraid about putting on weight.
Comparing the early interviews to the most recent,
I
you
mean,
can
she
see a
did
wild
great.
difference.
We're so happy to be back in Hong Kong. We
Of
had
course.
an egg tart this after lunch, and then most of all, we are so excited to see our fans.
And they have even made an effort to speak in other languages as well.
Ah, Norway.
Babymetal also has English words sprinkled throughout many of their actual songs.
Yes.
And they even have a few entirely in English, such as Believing, From Dusk Till Dawn, and the English versions of The One and Elevator Girl.
Yeah, true.
Metal has always dreamed of becoming a singer-songwriter, and obviously she achieved the first part almost immediately. But what you might not know without digging a bit is that Metal has also now achieved the songwriter portion of this dream at least twice. First, with being a credited lyricist for Divine Attack off of Babymetal's 2023 album The Other One,
That one I knew.
and more recently being the main credited songwriter for Metal Fourth's White Flame,
Oh, yeah,
releasing in
true.
2025.
Yeah,
While
you're
Metal
right.
was chosen in 2010 for Babymetal due to her powerful vocal talent and charismatic stage presence, she has never stopped evolving.
I
her
didn't see that.
voice and adding talents to her toolkit. She surprises fans and non-fans alike with her incredible vocal range,
Mm-hmm.
having recently sang on a collaborative song with Tatsuya Kitani for the anime
haven't
Hell's
checked that one
Paradise
out.
intro song for
Not-
season 2. This song has been highlighted by many fans as the highest pitch Metal has consistently
Okay,
sung
I
at
need
throughout
to
the
check this
duration
out,
of the
guys.
song.
I have to check that
Oh,
out.
and by the way, Metal also learned how to rap for their song BMC.
Of course,
And did so again in
BMC.
2025 with the release of Kawaii. Though there was a small section of the fandom that did
Thought
not
it's Moa,
realize that the
yeah.
rapping in Kawaii was Metal at first. Not that I was one of them.
We're sorry.
Now, despite Metal being an absolute force of nature on stage, commanding audiences and being the only human being who can win a staring contest against Medusa, the real Suzuka behind the persona known as Metal is kind of a huge dork.
No, yeah.
Popcorn, potato chips, chocolate, cookies, lots of snacks. Yeah.
I'm afraid to go alone.
And as many fans will agree, we use that term in the most endearing way. There is an underlying silliness and fun-loving quality behind every stare, and yes, even every crucifix. And these qualities are not exclusive to Metal.
Moa Kikuchi.
It's time to talk about the Princess of Mischief, Moa Metal. Moa Metal, real name Moa Kikuchi, was born on July 4th, 1999 in Nagoya, Japan. And as the mother of baby metal video guides once said,
American independence who? I only know Moa Metal.
Moa Metal fills one of the two spots of the dance unit entitled Scream and Dance. While the dance part can be taken rather literally, the scream part of Scream and Dance is often misunderstood to simply be referring to the backing vocals provided by the members who aren't the lead singer. But if you want a good example of what the scream part really is, you can watch Moa's performance of GJ in 2021.
Okay.
Essentially, the Scream
Did
and
not
Dance
check that
position
one out
gives
either.
the responsibility of guiding the audience in what parts of the song they are meant to shout or scream back to the group on stage.
And that is what I
The
love.
position is about
The
connecting
interaction.
the audience to the girls on stage with active, guided participation. You are not
Amazing.
simply meant to watch, you are meant to be interacting directly with baby metal.
Yes.
And this practice is taken directly from J-pop idol practices. Now, if there are two things you should know about Moa Metal up front, the first of these is that Moa Metal is seriously short, standing at just shy of 5 feet tall. She is small. You might catch Moa Metal telling you she's not, though. Additionally, Moa Metal's smallness is consistently referenced in the fandom, and often joked about. In fact, insisting Moa Metal is not short has become such a recurring joke that you would be forgiven for actually believing she's not small. But she is. She is small. And short. And she's short. And she's small. Now, the only Moa Metal fact that can rival just how small she is
Good jokes.
is how much she loves food.
Oh yeah.
Moa Metal loves food. You may think you love food, but you don't. Moa Metal loves food. And we'll talk about it in nearly every interview you see her in. If the window to talking about food is even slightly cracked, Moa Metal will swoop in and open up that window as if escaping a burning building to proclaim her love for food. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about Moa Metal's actual baby metal history.
Yes.
Moa Metal began her performance career young, though not as young as Su Metal,
Okay.
and was signed by Muse in 2007 after winning the Cowgirl audition competition, which consisted of 10,000 contestants.
Crazy
which is
in my
frankly
opinion.
absurd
Yeah.
and a testament to how invaluable she would become. In 2010,
right?
just like Suzuka, Moa joined the group Sakura Gakuin, though in Moa's case, she would join not only the heavy music club, later known as Baby Metal, but she also took part in other subunits of Sakura Gakuin.
Oh yeah, this cooking
such as
thing.
the
Yeah.
Mini Patti Cooking Club and the Twinkle Stars Baton Club.
Okay, that
It
one
is
I
very
don't
relevant
remember.
to Baby Metal in 2026, but as a fan, you should probably know Moa's bandana was green.
Ooh, yeah,
You'll just
true.
get points for knowing that. As stated before, Moa Metal was a part of
Yeah,
Baby
also
Metal
very
from
nice
day
clip.
one, and even after Su Metal graduated in 2013,
Oh.
Moa Metal continued to
And I have to pause here. But this moment, I have watched this one video. I think it was also just like cut together with some music. But when Moa is speaking and crying when Sue is leaving, that also brought me to tears. This holy moly, that was so beautiful. But yeah, so sweet.
be part of the standalone group Baby Metal while continuing her time at Sakura Gakuin. By the time she
Megitsune!
graduated in 2015 and went off into the sunset with Baby Metal full time, she too, like Su Metal, had become student council president.
Student council again.
And just to throw it out there, of all the Baby Metal members, if any one of them were to run for like a real life president position, Moa Metal would be the best fit.
American independence who? I only know Moa Metal.
Throughout Baby Metal's performances,
But does he
Moa
say-
has truly lived up to her
I'm
name,
not sure. I
Angel
just
of
want
Love,
to.
sometimes referred to as the Angel of Smile.
Yeah.
She is the most interactive with fans, especially her female fans, and she was the smiliest permanent member of Baby Metal for 13 years. Again, more on that later.
I mean, if she smiles, you have to smile back. That's. Oh wow! No, we're going to
Now, next up in our trio is
Yui Metal middle
Yui
member.
Metal, real name Yui
Mizuno.
Mizuno, is the first and only former
The Tomato
permanent
Princess,
member of Baby
yeah.
Metal's lineup. Yui Metal's time with Baby Metal started with its inception and ended in 2018. We will cover the details of Yui's departure, but first, let's just celebrate Yui Metal for a moment.
Yeah.
Yui was born on June 20th, 1999 in Kanagawa, Japan, just a few weeks before Moa was born. Like Moa, Yui also began her public life at an early age, such as magazine and TV commercial work.
Mm-hmm.
Yui was signed by Muse and joined Sakura Gakuin at the exact same time as Moa. Like
The thing
Moa,
is-
Yui was also a part of the Sakura Gakuin subunits Twinkle Stars and Mini Patti Cooking Club, though Yui's bandana was yellow. Yui
Not
and Moa
red.
spent so much time together they may as well have been real sisters. Likewise, GabyMetal chose both Yui and Moa as a pair when selecting them for
I
Baby
mean,
Metal,
she is
primarily
also
due to their
small.
similar height, giving
Yes.
them something of a twin effect. They came in
Exactly.
together and did everything together. I know I said we were going to celebrate Yui, but I believe remembering her closeness to Moa is one of the most important ways to honor Yui's lasting legacy in Baby Metal. Now, to set Yui apart from Moa, Yui is widely considered to be the best dancer in Baby Metal, past and present, at least in
Okay.
terms of precision. Moa did
That
have to
one I
work
didn't
harder
know.
to become as good as she is. But Yui seemed a natural talent, and even gained the nickname YuiBot, in
Okay.
part due to this incredible precision, but also her lag in interviews is often cited as a reason for that nickname as well. Robots lag,
Aw.
and so does Yui. And by lag, I mean being really, really alert during every moment of every interview ever.
関係なくいろんなジャンルが好きな方がいて
Also, Yui loves tomatoes. According to Metal, she eats them raw.
No problem.
Her love for tomatoes has caused fans to this day to refer to her as Tomato Princess, or
Yeah.
use tomato emojis when referring to her in text form.
Makes fully
Anyways,
sense.
back to Baby Metal. Yui Metal filled the second position of Scream and Dance, alongside
Tomato
Moa,
Metal.
personifying one of her other nicknames, Angel of Dance. For 8 years, Yui Metal gave herself to Baby Metal. But in 2018, she officially left the group due to medical concerns from her doctor. The details of her medical issues have never been disclosed, and frankly, they shouldn't be, despite what some fans want. She gave an official statement in which she thanked the fans and apologized for her absence leading up to her official departure. Just recently in 2025, Amuse
I have to pause here again because this was insane for me. 2025, September 30th, here. This is like not even 2 weeks after I have started fully diving into Baby Metal. You call me crazy, but for me this was like a sign. I joined the cult basically, watching Baby Metal songs, videos, learning everything about like Yui and all the songs and all the members. And then not even a month after I started like investing time into Baby Metal, this message pops up. And I'm like, holy moly. You know, like all those years, silence, nothing. And I start listening to Baby Metal fully, and we get this information. What the thing is not like that I feel like, oh, this is because, you know, like I started listening to them. Obviously not. But for me, the crazy feeling was just like this. I got this message 2 weeks after I have started listening. I just felt so crazy for all the people that have been silenced for like 7 years or how many years it was since that last message was sent out. And that one was like blowing up my mind because those people have been, some people have been waiting, others of course have accepted the reality, have accepted her departure, but there were still people waiting for some answers. And they got it like after so long of waiting, and I just got it like it's a new info for me, just like everything else that I had to learn before. So for me this was like, oh yeah, it could have happened anytime. But for me it was crazy. So yeah, and I think I don't want to talk about the video about because he will tell us definitely now that she is not part of Amuse anymore. But yeah, so
officially removed Yui from contract, and she is now officially and by all ties done with the entertainment industry.
yes.
That being said, Yui Metal was an inexplicably important part of Baby Metal in its most formative years and remains an integral part of their history. Some fans hold on to her too hard and others brush her off too easily, depending on which members they prefer and when they became a fan, but as
Very
most
important
things,
member.
the right place to be lies somewhere in the middle. What's important is that Yui Metal is now living her life in peace.
Yes.
That brings us to the fourth member of the trio and the most recent addition to Team Baby Metal.
Sorry. Are we getting a scream? No. What is that picture?
Momo
my
Metal,
gosh.
birth name Momoko Okazaki, was born in Fukuoka Prefecture, in wouldn't you know it, the country called Japan. Because it's one of her many nicknames, and because it is exceedingly fun to say, I will mostly refer to Momoko from here on as simply Momo. Though you should know she has many other nicknames to include Momo-chan, Moko-chan, Momito, and my actual favorite
Momito, I
nickname,
don't know.
Momozilla, which
obviously.
really only began getting popular in 2025.
Oh yeah,
Now,
Peach,
Momo
yeah, true.
began performing significantly later in life than all the other Baby Metal girls, having little record of performing or modeling prior to signing with Amuse in 2014, though she did some dance training beginning at age 9. While in Sakura Gakuin, she notably was also part of the Mini Potty Cooking Club, and donned the
Oh.
yellow bandana just like
Yellow.
Babymetal, which is the closest thing to real-life prophecy you could really hope for.
Exactly,
it's also
right?
worth noting that Momo's dream was to dance and become a backup dancer to a famous artist. How fitting that she would one day fill the shoes of the angel of dance GabyMetal. So how does Momo set herself apart from her peers so quickly in any given environment? It's pretty simple, really. Have you ever been around someone who smiles so much that their happiness is infectious? That's Momo. Remember how I said that Moametal was the smiliest Babymetal member for 13 years? That is because it was 13 years into Babymetal's life that Momo officially joined the team. And no one outsmiles Momo.
No one.
Momo smiles like her
Okay.
life depends on it. Like she is trying to convince you that there is, in fact, no war in Ba Sing Se. Where Su Metal brought the voice,
Avatar.
Momo Metal brought the love, and Yui Metal brought the moves, Momo Metal
For both.
brought the joy.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
there's one thing that every fan can plainly see about Momo, it is that when she joined Babymetal, everyone became visibly happier. On stage and in interviews, this
That
is
is
not a
good.
debatable fact. Babymetal's years without Yui Metal and without a third member were tough for the fans and for Babymetal.
I believe, yeah.
But Momo Metal came into Babymetal knowing that the best way to cheer up a sour attitude is getting them to laugh really hard. It truly shows that Momo's dad in real life is a well-known Japanese comedian. Now, Momo is just barely squeezing out to the spot of tallest Babymetal member. But that's not why they call her Momozilla. No, not yet. We haven't come to that yet. See, Momo did not have the opportunity to join the heavy music club when she was in Sakura Gakuen,
Yeah.
even though she specifically expressed that desire, as Babymetal
3rd of
separated from
March,
Sakura Gakuen
2023.
the year prior to Momo
2020.
2015. So instead, she did not see a stage with Babymetal until 2019, and did not officially join them as a permanent member until 2023.
Yes.
So what
I
was
wanted
she
to say
doing
the
whole
birth
time?
date, but
Well, again, we have full videos on the members and their individual lives, but I will give you a lightning round of the most notable fan-known events from 2014 to 2023. And keep in mind that some of these overlap.
yes, of
Momo
course.
performed with Sakura Gakuen as stated in Minipati Cooking Club and Science Logica Club until she
Mm-hmm.
graduated in 2018. Momo modeled for Loveberry magazine. Momo
Okay.
was in a movie called
That one I
Mischievous
knew.
Kiss in 2016. Momo sang and danced in a well-known by fans video called Gu Choke Pa de Pumpkin, and it is absolutely delightful. Momo performed in the Black Butler musical.
That is
as
so crazy
Elizabeth
that she had
Newton
blonde
in
hair.
2017 and 2018, and is the only time Momo has had blonde hair. Though, like, it's probably a wig, right?
Oh yeah. I literally thought it was a wig because it looked so different than her normal hair. But it's not. It was not a wig. No. I was just thinking blonde hair or black hair. But no. Don't start that debate. Black hair, Babymetal. I mean, if they changed all their colors, it would also doesn't matter. Like, go girls. You're doing great.
In
Let's
August of
continue.
2019, after graduating from Sakura Gakuen and after studying English abroad for a year, Momo made her first appearance on a stage with Babymetal at Super Slippa 10
Okay.
as an Avenger. The Avengers were a team of backup dancers for Babymetal that filled the void of Yui Metal's absence between the time she departed and when Momo Metal was officially named a permanent member.
Mm-hmm.
So no, this was not yet Momo Metal's debut. We will cover the Avengers more extensively, but for now, just know that they are specifically not permanent members of Babymetal.
The Metal
Don't believe me?
Avengers.
Here's Momo auditioning for a spot in a K-pop group called Kepler
Yeah.
as part of a 2021 competition,
Clearly.
clearly indicating that she was not yet fully committed to Babymetal just yet. But honestly, we can't be that mad about that because this competition gave us some truly iconic moments. Most notably, Momo playing a Blackpink song on kazoo.
Oh no.
No self-respecting Babymetal fan can call themselves as such without being familiar with this kazoo performance.
Okay.
Just
I have
one of
not
many silly
seen
moments
that.
that technically have nothing to do with Babymetal, and yet fans bring it up constantly anyway. That's the idol culture, baby. Say what you will about it, but its roots are the reason for this sort of member-focused attention.
Momoko.
Don't pretend like you don't love
Momoko?
every minute of this.
Ichni-san.
Now we have a grasp on the trio of
I
girls
mean,
that make up
luckily
what
she did
truly
not
makes
win.
Babymetal
I
different
think
from any
else
other group.
maybe.
But we do still have to talk
Would
about
have been
a few
different.
other members of the team. Don't worry, these sections will be far more brief, but you should know about them.
Yes, teach me, senpai.
first, and most importantly, you heard me mention Kei Kobayashi,
Jawohl.
better known as GabyMetal.
Goba.
He is the brains behind BabyMetal. He is the one who came up with the idea, handpicked its original members, and he remains the manager to this day. GabyMetal is also primarily responsible for any of the fictional lore you hear about surrounding BabyMetal, but trust me when I say you really don't need to know the lore to understand BabyMetal.
I need the
I'll bring
lore.
up what you need to know about.
I need
but
to.
It is truly a topic for another video. Oh, hey, look, a video. Anyway,
Good video.
GabyMetal had been a producer at Amuse Talent Agency since 1996 and is a long-time fan of metal music. Part of his inspiration to create BabyMetal had to do with his feeling that, in his eyes, metal was in need of some serious Gen Z if it was going to become more popular again.
I'm old. Oh, I'm like the Crypt Keeper.
But it wasn't until he heard Suzuka sing with the Karen Girls that he was able to confidently say,
Power.
What have you done? Trust me.
Suzuka's vocals were so powerful that he was confident she would not be overpowered by loud and thunderous drums and guitar of metal music. Now, on to Mikiko Misono,
Okay.
or Mikiko Metal.
Here we go.
In
New
case you haven't
stuff.
noticed by now, everyone who becomes a part of BabyMetal is given a metal name, which usually just means sloppily slapping metal at the end of your name. I find the simplicity of this trope rather amusing when seeing the lengths to which GabyMetal went to
Wow.
confuse us all with his nonsensical lore. Anyway,
Good joke.
Mikiko Metal
Amusing.
is BabyMetal's choreographer,
Mm-hmm.
a position not commonly needed in a metal band. But this is BabyMetal we're talking about. Mikiko Metal was already working for Amuse before the formation of BabyMetal, and GabyMetal just walked across the hall and promptly stole her talents for his own purpose, to make BabyMetal the dance freaks that they are. She was able to create a new form of choreography that would work with metal music, making her yet another pioneer within this BabyMetal project. Creativity and innovation truly found a home at Amuse in 2010. And it may be stating the obvious, but without the dancing in BabyMetal, well, they truly would just be another good metal band struggling to
So
stand
much,
out
yeah,
in a sea of
exactly.
talent.
It would miss so much.
Now, lastly, for our BabyMetal band members, we would be remiss if we did not discuss,
Kami band.
you know, the band.
Yes.
See, the music of BabyMetal is largely written and produced by a variety of talents,
Mm.
and when BabyMetal first performed live, they began sharing the stage with the Baby Bones band. This version of BabyMetal's backing band did not, in fact, play the instruments,
exactly.
but rather held guitars, bass, and drumsticks in their hands while dancing around and trying, honestly, not that hard to look authentic.
Have you been around
Which I
during
think
that
is actually
time,
more
like watching
respectable than
BabyMetal?
attempting to pass it off as real. They knew what they were. However, eventually in March of 2014, a team of live-playing session musicians became a permanent fixture of BabyMetal's live performances. This backing band became known as the Kami Band,
That really
they
made
are
them
still a part of
more
BabyMetal
Japanese,
today.
in my opinion, this
though
band.
they have changed members multiple times.
Because of their
Kami Band
paintings
East, who
and...
performed with BabyMetal from 2014 to 2023, we have these guys right here. A special mention to the late Mikio Fujioka, who was a phenomenal guitar player for the band and even gained his own nickname, Kogami. He
That
passed
one I
away
know.
in 2018, sadly, due to injuries sustained after he fell while he was stargazing. Now for the Kami Band West, who began playing with
Rest in
BabyMetal in
peace.
2019 and have now become the regular performing band for BabyMetal internationally.
Yes.
However, I wouldn't get too attached.
Yeah, wait, stop. Exactly, because that is something I heard in the Australia thing. We have to read that. Anthony Barron pretty much confirmed that he's no longer part of the Kami band. Rumors of drummer Anthony Barron leaving BabyMetal, but is not confirmed. And then... Exactly, so it is true, because I saw in the Australia shows that there was something going on in the comments, like saying like, oh, it's some new drummer and something is missing. And I was like, yeah, is he maybe sick or something? But he's not part of it anymore. So it's gonna sound different, basically. I mean, on the one side, it's sad because it's that typical feeling from the last years that you got used to is lost. You get something new. We don't know if it's gonna be better, worse. Okay, well, it is what it is. We cannot change it. That's life. So unfortunately, but that is life. Wait, we have to stop again. There's more. I don't know how people read that. He isn't playing for Baby Metal anymore. It seems to me just like a normal end of the year, New Year's resolution message. I just read his post and there is even more clear. It is just meant as a year recap. Odds are that he's taking time away to perform with his actual band. Doesn't mean he will quit the Kami band permanently, but he definitely seems to be taking a break. See, I should have continued the video. It showed me, so maybe he's still not completely gone. Taking a break, you know, that's what's gonna happen with everyone in life. When you're especially in focus by, yeah, something, social life. Oh my gosh, and more stuff. Is that maybe the thing that I saw? Was it not the drummer? Was it the bassist? Closer look of new bassist for Kami band. Where's Clint? Oh my gosh, okay. I'm not gonna pause everything now. Oh my gosh, okay. Cobra recruiting female Kamis. Well, okay, so yeah.
Despite them not playing the instruments, Baby Metal's identity truly lies with the main trio of girls, and the Kami band thus far has always been designed to consist of replaceable members, which may sound bad, but many of the Kami band members, both East and West, have other career involvements outside of Baby Metal.
Exactly.
And families with young children. So having their position be fillable by someone else is not a bad thing, and is frankly the name of the game for session musicians like them.
Yeah,
Now,
exactly.
have you had enough of member bios? Great. Now we can finally start the video.
Start the video. 30 minutes in. Or 40 minutes for you
We will
guys.
soon go through a timeline of events that got Baby Metal to where they are today. But first, now that we have some member-specific information covered,
Let's play some
there are
Mario.
some general Baby Metal isms to be aware of as a
Metalism.
blossoming fan. Or if you're just curious.
Yes, show me.
First, remember when we talked about the fox sign that Baby Metal uses
Yeah.
instead of the devil horns that metalheads have been using for the better part of a century? We call
Yeah.
it a kitsune. Well, kitsune is also a term used for fans. This is an individual term, however, and the entire fandom as a whole is referred to as
The
the
one.
one, a term coined by Baby Metal themselves for which they wrote a song of the same name in both Japanese and English. Now, sometimes girl fans call themselves
Megitsune.
megitsunes instead of kitsune, which is just the female version, and also the name of one of Baby Metal's earliest and most beloved songs. Another thing to know, Baby Metal always greets and says goodbye in the exact same way.
See ya.
We are Baby Metal.
They always greet one at a time and begin with Sue, working down from eldest to youngest member.
Hello, Hong Kong. Sue Metal desu.
モアメタルです。モモメタルです。
Mo de hi.
Baby Metal.
In Japanese,
So
one
cute.
introduces themselves by saying your name, followed by the word des. Since this word sounds like the English word death, Baby Metal intentionally flubs the word and blurs the line between des
I mean, if you ask a German,
and yes,
he
they also
could
have a song
pronounce it
about this
des.
trope as well. They like to make songs about things. So when they introduce themselves or when they perform the song Baby Metal Death and you ask yourself, are they saying des or death? The answer is yes. Now that we have covered the greeting, the
Good
way to
answer.
say goodbye is also always the same.
That is the one I
though
wanted to already
much
say.
easier to understand.
See ya.
See you. See you. See you. See you. See you. See you.
Give me more.
Now, besides
See
how they say
you.
hello and goodbye, Baby Metal has another catchphrase you should know and one that is marked online commonly with an acronym.
We know it.
Only the fox god knows.
Yes.
Only the fox god knows. And it is what Baby Metal says in interviews whenever they cannot or do not want to answer a question. The fox
Good
god
answer.
is a part of the fictional Baby Metal lore, and in the lore, Baby Metal are messengers of the fox god, here to spread metal to the world and also to just save heavy metal. Koba Metal is their intermediary and helps interpret the words of the fox god to Sue, Moa, Yui, and Momo. Most of the lore is not important for you to know as a fan, but you should really know at least who the fox god is. Last note before we begin following Baby Metal's journey is, be aware, April 1st is known as Fox Day.
Happy Fox
On this
Day.
day, Baby Metal has a long history of revealing large-scale announcements to their fans. It is
I'm
Baby
so
Metal's
curious
holiday.
what they have announced
Just
today.
last year, in 2025, Baby Metal released a look at their new costume design, a look at their upcoming tour schedule, and officially announced a brand new album that would later release that year. All right.
Three
so
things?
Now you know what you need to know about Sue Metal, Moa Metal, Yui Metal, and Momo Metal. You've been
Yep.
introduced to Koba Metal and Mikiko Metal to understand what goes on behind the scenes,
Mm-hmm.
and you can recognize some of the Kami band members. You've learned some basic lore and baby metal isms that illustrate the core of their personality, so let's get into some baby metal performance.
Yes, let's
Let's
go.
see how baby metal went from metal band separated from Sakura Gakuin to absolute global sensation, now that its individual pieces have been made clear to you.
Crazy, that took 36 minutes of the video to get to this point. The beginning.
In November of 2010, Baby Metal had their very first performance, featuring just their first ever song, Doki Doki Morning.
Okay.
Please take note of the white t-shirt man giving 110%. Be like the white t-shirt man.
Yes.
Back during this performance, Baby Metal was still with Sakura Gakuin, so that song was released on a Sakura Gakuin album, and then later as a digital single. And as mentioned before, a music video in 2011. Doki Doki Morning's music video going viral led to, in March 2012, a collaboration CD between Baby Metal and the Japanese band Akiba of Akiba, which featured each band covering each other's songs.
Cool idea.
Akiba of Akiba covered Doki Doki Morning, and Baby Metal covered Animation with You. They would also later perform these songs live. In August 2012, Baby Metal performed at the Summer Sonic Music Festival in Japan, becoming the youngest
And they
performers
still
to
do
ever
this
join their
year,
lineup.
right?
Summer Sonic is a long-established festival, having began in the year 2000, and when Baby Metal joined the lineup for this performance, they were given a small stage by the food court, which was typically meant for like stand-up comedians, and the tickets were sold out before Baby Metal even joined the festival. They were worried that because of this, there wouldn't be a turnout for their performance, but despite this, their performance drew crowds in. On October 6th of that same year, 2012, the first ever emergence of the Kami Band appeared to audiences for 2 songs. Though, as mentioned before, they would not become a permanent fixture until 2 years later.
Okay.
More importantly, however, October 6th was also the first appearance of Black Baby Metal. It is important to know what Black Baby Metal is for any self-respecting Baby Metal fan.
Yes.
Beginning with their very first album, Baby Metal created a sub-unit within themselves called Black Baby Metal. It consisted of all the same members as regular Baby Metal minus Su Metal. So the Kami Band remained on stage and Moa and Yui Metal took center focus. Black Baby Metal, in a functional sense, was created to give Su Metal a break during performances, but they did not sing Su Metal's songs.
Fully makes sense.
They created their
Smart.
very own songs, and they were intended to fall under a different genre, a more hip-hop nu metal-oriented sound. In fact, they even sampled a brief Limp Bizkit clip in their most popular Black Baby Metal song, Anadari Daisakusen. Also, I think it's really funny that when I had my phone read the script to me,
that sound.
it said,
Anedari Daisukusen.
Onedari Dai
anyway,
Saxon,
Black
eller?
Baby Metal's other songs include
or-
Song 4, Sis Anger, and GJ.
So Onedari Dai Saxon I have listened to. I even reacted to this one, but only to the version where Moa was alone. GJ I have not listened to. Song 4 I have listened to snippets of that song, but never the full thing. And Sis Anger also never listened to this at all. So still, there is stuff to go through. And definitely also the old versions for sure.
Which stands for good job. So if you watch a performance and you see Moa shout
good job.
GJ at the audience, no. That's not a Japanese word you need to look up. Black Baby Metal existed in contrast with Su Metal taking the stage alone for her solo songs,
Yeah.
respectively giving each girl a break from a tiring performance. But to the fans' great dismay, both the solos and Black Baby Metal have been discontinued from being performed by Baby Metal for some time.
Unfortunately.
Last being seen in 2021, removing 8 beloved songs from any potential setlist. To this day, fans clamor for the Su solos to return, but I would say the clamoring for Black Baby Metal to return is even louder. Probably due to the popularity of their newest member, who has never performed a Black Baby Metal song,
yeah.
and Black Baby Metal remains a relic of the Yui Metal era. Anyways, sorry for that diatribe, but you absolutely must know about Black Baby Metal. Moving on, just 1 month later in November 2012, there was an anime festival held in Singapore, and Baby Metal traveled internationally for the first time to perform there. The following year in 2013, Baby Metal performed the song Gimme Chocolate at Makuhari Messi Event Hall in Chiba, Japan.
Makuhari.
This is worth noting because this is where they filmed the music video for the song.
Oh,
which would
really?
later become Baby Metal's most viral internet post of any kind. And it isn't particularly close. The video would be posted
216
on
million.
YouTube on February 25th of 2014, just one day before their debut album would release.
Still crazy that this is not the first song of Baby Metal that I have listened or like experienced in my life.
Speaking of their debut album release,
The Holy Grail.
on February 26, 2014,
The first
Baby Metal
album.
released their self-titled debut album, blending electropop beats, thrash metal riffs and idle vocals in tracks like Gimme Chocolate, their most popular song to date, and BabyMetalDeath, the song in which they still begin every show, with a few exceptions. Their album release,
Future Metal,
along with their
just
viral
listened to
music
that
video
one
for
last
Gimme
week.
Chocolate, put BabyMetal on the international map more than ever before. And they had not even toured outside Japan yet. Almost immediately after the release of their debut album, on March 1st and 2nd of 2014, they managed to land a gig at the internationally revered Budokan.
That's so cool.
This performance was a milestone for many reasons. This wasn't just a small venue only people in Japan would know. Legendary bands have performed at the Budokan. Also, Sue Metal has stated that performing there was a dream of hers, and she had now achieved that dream.
Spinning
Additionally,
platform,
this is when the Kami
crazy.
band became a permanent fixture in BabyMetal.
Okay.
And also, BabyMetal officially announced their upcoming world tour at this concert. Finally,
Wow.
BabyMetal was truly taking their music worldwide.
Crazy, they
Outside
put
Japan,
Germany
they had been
there.
only to Singapore. But now, this tour would bring them to France, Germany, England, Canada, and of course, mark their debut to U.S.
United
audiences,
States.
first at the Fonda Theater in Los Angeles, a concert which sold out almost immediately, and then in New York City, a performance harkened back to in a much more recent interview. Now, BabyMetal had become a viral sensation online, but what really set them on fire for Western audiences would be their being invited to perform at Sonosphere Festival on July 5th, 2014. Oh hey, one day after Mohamedel's birthday. Sonosphere originally booked them on a small stage, but due to a fan-led campaign online and otherwise intense and observable online popularity, BabyMetal were upgraded to the main stage, set to play
Awesome.
for 50,000 people.
Wow.
It is worth pointing out that this sort of upgrade for this reason has never really been documented for any other band at Sonosphere.
Crazy.
BabyMetal fans are ride or die.
Sonosphere 2014. At that time, I could see people had no idea who we were. But as the show continued, I started seeing people enjoyed our music. It felt like we were accepted by the metal fans, and the show gave me a lot of confidence.
Though they played to a crowd who mostly did not know who they were, BabyMetal made Sonosphere attendees shout their name by the time they were done with them. Not long after Sonosphere, BabyMetal were invited by none other than Lady Gaga to open for her
Wow.
on the US leg of the Art Pop Ball Tour. Lady Gaga is a well-documented
That's
appreciator of
crazy.
metal music and once said that Iron Maiden changed her life. I like to point these things out because some people in the metal community would insist to say negative things about pop artists, somehow forgetting
That's-
that we can like different
It's
types of
crazy
music.
that
There are
like
plenty of pop
it's
artists
not like
and other
the
glamorous Hollywood
same
actors,
genre
for
at
instance,
all,
who
but
you would
it's
never guess
awesome,
are
of
actual
course.
metalheads.
And I'd listen
Super
to,
popular
like,
Lady
metal
Gaga.
music, and I would dye my hair black and only cut it with a razor blade. So yeah, I kind of got.
Does anyone like heavy metal music?
I still genuinely like it. I remember going to the Slipknot concert. I have never had more people come up to me ever than at a Slipknot concert.
Now, in Gaga's case, not only did she invite BabyMetal to open for her, but she was captured on camera in front of the barrier at the first show of that tour, personally taking time to support her opening act
Awesome.
and
That
rocking
is so
out
cool.
to BabyMetal. Say what you will about Gaga, but how many world-class pop stars at her level are taking their personal
That is
downtime
really
to
cool.
support their openers? Any way you slice it, this was a new avenue of exposure for BabyMetal to Western audiences who had never heard of BabyMetal before.
Yes.
Now, the next historic footnote in BabyMetal's performance history would have to be their performance at O2 Academy Brixton on November 8th, 2014.
Cool.
I think it's worth pointing out that this venue is not the same venue as the O2 Arena, a much larger venue that is also in London and also contains a storied BabyMetal performance history. So don't get them confused like I once did, since I am a silly American who has never traveled to Europe. Anyway, at O2 Academy Brixton,
Come here, man.
BabyMetal first
Gaby,
performed their song,
we're waiting.
Word of Resistance, which would become the song they would close out nearly every BabyMetal performance from there on out. This song was created in collaboration with Dragon Force, whose influences are impossible
Such a
to
good
miss in
song.
this song's sound. This song was BabyMetal's first single off of their upcoming studio album and marked the beginning of a release schedule that BabyMetal
That's-
pretty much still
that's
adheres to,
my
wherein they released the first single
cry
album
to
nearly
song
2
basically
years out,
because it's so beautiful.
and slowly release additional singles, often with music videos. in anticipation of the actual album release. I think some critics of their latest album need to be reminded that this practice has always been in place, and they have released exactly 5 singles with every album following Metal Resistance, not just Metal Fourth. Speaking of Dragon Force, quite possibly one of the best and most iconic FUs in metal history, let's talk about Babymetal's first performance at Download Festival on June 13th.
Oh yeah, I remember that story.
Originally, Babymetal was outright rejected by the event coordinator Andy Coping, who said Babymetal had no place at Download, and that they were just a Japanese fad. A take which has aged significantly worse than Milk. This event coordinator directly rejected numerous fan requests to get Babymetal invited.
I got offered Babymetal. I was the first promoter in the UK to be offered Babymetal. I got sent the stuff. It didn't resonate with me at all.
So, how did Babymetal get to Download when they weren't invited? Dragon Force backdoor invited them onto their own stage and played Gimme
So
Chocolate
smart.
together, marking the one and only time Babymetal literally crashed a party they were not invited to.
Awesome. Thank you, Dragon Force.
They continue to prove every metal elitist wrong.
Yes.
They were talented, well-loved, and never left a stage without making new fans in droves.
Dude, I could already cry because it's such awesome, like, working together.
So, remember when we discussed
Metal
April 1st as being important
Resistance.
to Babymetal? Well, their second album officially released on that day in 2016, entitled Metal Resistance. It is widely revered as many fans' favorite album to date. The
We will
release
check
of this
it out
album Also
soon.
marked the beginning of a trend where Babymetal would release
Say
different
a
tracks
song, yeah,
exclusive
that I
to
can
Japanese
remember.
versus international
That one
versions
I don't
of the
like, sorry
albums.
guys. We have to pause here. The thing that they release different songs on international than Japanese, I'm sorry. Momo, you say it.
This is
Because of this, you have some of the songs in Japan not available here. Of course, you could maybe get the CD here, but maybe your car is not capable of doing the CD. Then you have to like make a not so legal copy to get it like a digital from the CD, and then you move it on your, like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like I don't like it. I hope, like, of course, Metal Fourth, they have not done it. I hope this is something in the past, but I still hope that they bring all the songs to everyone in the world, from Japan to the rest and from the rest to Japan, that everyone is getting happy. That's something that I wish for.
So depending on which version's track list you are looking at, it can get a little confusing which album a particular song is from sometimes.
Yes, it is.
Such as in this case, the song Syncopation, which is a fan favorite song and was a Japanese specific release.
Exactly.
This meant that you have to go looking for it online as a Western fan. With the release of Metal Resistance, Babymetal began another tour that began at Wembley Arena on April 2nd, 2016. And just a few days later, Babymetal had another first.
I'm not sure what I'm about to see. But I'm pretty excited about it. Here to perform Gimme Chocolate, please welcome Babymetal.
Awesome.
They were featured on American TV for the
That
first
is
time,
cool.
performing Gimme Chocolate live on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Online, fans took note of the wholesome moment prior to the show beginning where the girls gave each other an encouraging hug. It truly is something else seeing Stephen Colbert say the words Babymetal and Metal Resistance.
Their album, Metal Resistance, is out now. Babymetal, everybody. We'll be right back.
What a guy. I regret
What
to
a
say
guy.
that we have a bit of a sour note that you should probably know. In June 2016, Babymetal attended the Kerrang Awards and was named Best Live Act, which is not a surprise to anyone who has seen them live. However, what was a surprise, and not a welcome one, was that host Benji Webb kept interrupting Babymetal during their acceptance speech.
Dude.
Benji got a lot of backlash for this.
Yes.
and though he insisted he was just trying to have fun with them, many fans gave him a piece of their mind.
No,
Only the
not
Fox
cool
God
guy.
knows his true intentions, but I do think that at best his behavior was thoughtless, since Babymetal were still quite new to speaking English, especially
Yeah.
in that environment. So,
But come
assuming
on.
they would catch on to
Not
whatever
cool.
joke he was trying to do was definitely short-sighted at best, intentionally disrespectful at worst. Of course, Babymetal themselves, as always, took it in stride, and the very next day returned to Download Festival.
Download.
This time with an official invitation to the main stage. So thinking back to Andy Coping, the event coordinator for Download, did he have a change of heart? Or did he just want to line his pockets without ever acknowledging that he was wrong? It's also worth acknowledging that some fans have insisted that the original crashing of download in 2015 by Babymetal and Andy's continued resistance to them was always just a publicity stunt to generate buzz for the download festival. No one really knows which is true, but I personally think it's far more entertaining and fun to remember this whole footnote as Babymetal raising 3 tiny Japanese middle
Yes,
fingers to
exactly.
the whole establishment. 2016 continued to be one of Babymetal's most iconic years. Just 1 month later, on July 18th, Babymetal performed alongside Rob Halford of Judas Priest at the 2016 Alternative Press Music Awards. They performed together on stage, playing Judas Priest songs. There is real-life footage of Sue Metal shouting "Breaking the Law" while grinning from ear to ear opposite Rob Halford. This is not AI. After the performance, Babymetal and Rob Halford gave a joint interview, and Rob Halford praised Babymetal.
Oh, that's
for
that
keeping
interview
metal
with
alive
Yui,
for
right?
new
Where she's always looking at him.
Then, in September of
I guess it
2016,
was that.
Babymetal performed to over 100,000 fans over the course of 2 nights at the Tokyo Dome.
Wow.
This is a big deal. Michael Jackson, the Rolling Stones, Paul McCartney, Madonna, Twice, and even Lady Gaga have performed shows at the Tokyo Dome. While this performance was the end of their 2016 tour, it was the beginning of a trend of pranks between Sue and Moa, due to Sue withholding the mic when Moa was supposed to shout "We are Babymetal," trolling her in front of 50,000 people.
Such a
So if you wonder
troll.
why Moa messes with her on stage, poking her in the face and hiding her microphone, this is often cited as to why that is.
That's the origin.
The following year, in 2017, Babymetal would open for a number of established metal and rock bands, continuing to make the metal elitists who say they're not metal stupider and stupider with every passing second. They played with Guns N' Roses, Korn, Stone Sour, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and freaking Metallica. This is a great time to bring up that both Jonathan Davis of Korn and Corey Taylor of Slipknot and Stone Sour have both vocally supported Babymetal for years.
Very cool.
I dig Babymetal. It's just wrong on every level. It's just entertaining as hell.
And Sid from Slipknot even had Babymetal hanging out with his kid backstage.
Oh, yeah.
An incredibly unswipeable video that most fans have seen by now.
Yes.
Also, before we move on, during their performance with Red Hot Chili Peppers, Babymetal has one of their most wholesome onstage moments, wherein Chad, the drummer of Red Hot Chili Peppers, after performing with Babymetal disguised as a commie in full commie band makeup, brings an entire birthday cake out for Sue Metal because it's her
Aw.
birthday.
Tomorrow is Sue Metal's birthday.
So
And with
cute.
the candles lit, he has the entire audience sing happy birthday to Sue Metal. This clip melts my freaking heart
Aw.
every time I see it. Seriously, how can you not love Babymetal at this point?
Yeah.
So this all happened in 2017,
Whew.
and still,
Already
Babymetal
got
had
him.
their own tour to do that year called the 5 Fox Festival Tour.
Oh, yeah,
which
that's
had
it.
some fun audience requirement themes, such as all male and all female audience requirements.
I think that's
This
still a
concluded
cool
on
thing.
October 15th, 2017, and that performance, sadly, would be the last time Yui Metal would ever perform with Babymetal, a fact that was not at all planned or foreseen by anyone.
Now we go into tough times.
In December 2017, the Legend-S concert was set to occur at the Hiroshima Green Arena. But before that could happen, Team Babymetal realized Yui would not be able to perform with them due to medical issues. It's important to note that they did announce this prior to the show to let the fans know. Despite this, they performed as a duo, with just Sue and Moa. After all, this show meant a lot to Sue Metal, as the show took place near her 20th birthday
Yeah.
and in her hometown. Another sad fact about this particular show is that it would be the final performance that Kami band guitarist Mikio Fujioka would perform with Babymetal before passing away on January 5th of the following year.
Dude.
He was only 36. Now, at the start of 2018, Babymetal did not have anyone fill in the spot once held by Yui Metal, as they had hopes that Yui Metal would
Yeah, of
eventually
course.
return to her position on stage.
Oh, man.
So what they did instead was experiment. 2018 is known
That's
to be
what
a
you
dark
do,
time
right?
for Babymetal due both to the loss of Mikio and Yui on a more serious note, but also on a lighter note, if I may. It was dark because, well, Babymetal made some choices with their appearance on stage.
Yeah,
in
that's...
2018. Those choices were received with mixed feelings. What I will say
That outfit right here that we can see right here is also one that instantly reminds me of the ground users from Avatar. I don't know the English term for them, but you know, like the one in green, the clothing that fully fits the people that, you know, like not the water, not the fire, not the airbenders, the ground benders. You know what I mean. But yeah, so this clothing fully reminds me this fully reminds me of Avatar for whatever reason. But I know they did a lot of other costumes as well.
In the cosmetic department, is I do think this look could work. Though I'm not so sure about this one.
Yeah, exactly. That is the other look where I say like, oh no, please no. No, no, no. Poor Sue. Her beautiful hair is just a mess. And I know my hair is already a mess. If you watched the first videos of Babymetal, my hair was way shorter. Now I'm in this other story, guys. Other story. But yeah. No, please no. Also not the costume.
To each their own, but one of the iconic recognizable factors in Babymetal is their hairstyles.
Yes.
And it was a strange choice to obscure that with headwear or do whatever they're doing here.
No.
But hey, as far as I'm concerned, Babymetal could come on stage in fast food mascot cosplay, and I would still pay money to see them.
Yes,
So
of
outside
course,
their costume
but
changing in 2018 and a strange decision by management, the very first show in 2018 gave fans no indication that GabyMetal would not be there for the performance, or that because of this, dance formations would be radically altered. It's even stranger that they kept this secret since they had previously given everyone a heads up at their last show. But maybe they just didn't realize that fans had just assumed everything would be back to normal the following year. In any case, while the outfit change and dance choreography reimagining were not a big deal, a lot of fans were understandably upset that there was no transparency initially on Yui continuing her absence from the team.
Yeah,
As
I
stated by the
understand.
original creator of the Babymetal guide, Caitlin, better known as Arne Gitsune, who
Arne
was present for
Gitsune.
the first show at Kansas City, she said that there was a lot of confusion, and the atmosphere was, I quote, weird, despite
Yeah.
the show still being a great show. Unlike the last time Babymetal performed
I can
without Yui,
imagine.
Moa had also started singing all of Yui's parts.
Hmm.
Another ominous sign that this new formation might not just be temporary. Now, throughout 2018, Babymetal performed with various backup dancers, but these were not the Avengers that we will talk about
Not
later.
yet. No.
Further solidifying 2018 as Babymetal's weirdest year, these backup dancers were a team of initially 2, later expanding to 5 dancers. who
5
performed with
even.
Babymetal exclusively in 2018.
Okay.
And none of them were the Avengers that you have heard of,
Oh,
or
none?
that the fans discuss to this day. I will put these 5 girls on screen so you can see who they are, but given their brief existence in Babymetal, going into too
Already
much depth on
forgotten.
them would not
I'm
be
sorry.
really productive for your general Babymetal knowledge.
Okay.
Just know that they came to support Babymetal in their time of great need.
Yeah.
On October 19th, 2018, Yui made her official statement withdrawing from Babymetal for good. This made her loss a permanent one for fans. Due to the timeline of events, it can pretty much be assumed that the reason 2018 felt so haphazard and unconventional was due to the team holding out hope that Yui would return. But with this official departure, more permanent changes would need to be made. This change would take more time, and fans would need to wait until April of the following year to see what Babymetal would do next. In April 2019, Babymetal announced their Metal Galaxy World
Metal
Tour, along
Galaxy.
with some headlining shows that would take place before, called Babymetal Awakens, The Sun Also Rises. And that series is where we need to stop off first.
Okay, let's take a look. Never heard about those concerts.
So, on June 28th of
Oh, yeah.
2019, during
I have
the
seen that
pre-tour
clip, though.
headlining series performed at Yokohama Arena, this is when the Avengers made their debut. Again, these were not the backup dancers from 2018, but 3 entirely...
Okay, I have to pause here for a sec. That moment when they had those 3 Avengers standing there and then the light chooses one, it feels kind of like a gambling thing. Like who is it going to be today? Like in this Pokemon commercial thing. Maybe you know that, like, which Pokemon is that? Something like this. You're like, who is it going to be today? Yeah, of course they had to try out things. But I'm happy that we have a fixed solution now.
Fairly new girls, one of which will look familiar.
Who is this?
Essentially, what the Avengers are were Babymetal's answers to restoring the trio-based choreography and presentation of Babymetal. 2018 saw near unrecognizable variations of Babymetal's presentation in more ways than one, but in 2019, they decided that they needed to get back to what people fell in love with initially in a focused trio of girls.
Yes.
Backed, of course, still by the Kami Band. Now,
Good
one
call.
of the 3 Avengers was Momoko Okazaki, but she would not become Momo Metal official member for many years.
Mhm.
I point this out because we already know that you know who Momo is. But who were the other 2 Avengers? Well, none of the Avengers were permanent Baby Metal members and had no introduction stating their names with metal at the end of them. But fans figured out who they were, and today we know that those other 2 were Riho Sayashi and Kano Fujihiro.
Yeah. Rio and
You
Kano.
thought we were done with member bios. Don't worry, these will be super quick. Just so you know a little bit about the Avengers who did not remain with Baby Metal. So Kano spent time in Sakura Gakuin just like every other permanent Baby Metal member did.
Okay.
And was the youngest girl to ever wear the Baby Metal uniform, having been born in 2004. She's known to be a
Crazy.
strange yet endearing kid, and still has her fans in the existing Baby Metal fandom, so you should know who she is. Especially since she's featured in the music videos for Shanti Shanti Shanti,
Shanti
Elevator Girl, and most
Shanti.
notably, Papaya. Somewhere around 2020, her time with Baby Metal ended, but she is now a member of the group 1-5.
Yeah, right. She's singing still.
Now
That's what
for
I
Riho
also saw.
Sayashi.
Oh, is it? No.
The only girl to ever put the battle armor on to not be an alumni or existing member of Sakura
She is the
Gakuin.
one who's singing.
Her origins were
Rio.
with the group called Morning Mazume, having a contract with Hello Project, with whom she last performed with in 2019, just before coming to Baby Metal as one of the Avengers. She performed many shows with Baby Metal, but did not make it into an official music video like Kano did. However, if there's one thing Baby Metal fans do more than any other metal fan, it's watch live performances. So she still gets played to this day on YouTube in full Baby Metal garb. Just like Kano, however, Riho was no longer filling duties as an Avenger by the end of Baby Metal's tour in 2020. And by
Okay.
that time, Momoko Okazaki was the only remaining Baby Metal Avenger. But like many things that get mentioned,
Oh,
more on
cute.
that later. Let's discuss the actual Metal
What
Galaxy
later?
album for a minute.
Oh yeah,
The
we
album
still have an
Metal
hour to
Galaxy
go.
was the 3rd studio album by Baby Metal and featured many fan favorite songs like Papaya, a collaboration with Thai rapper F-Hero, and Brand New Day, also a collaboration with Polyphia guitarist Tim Henson and Scott LePage.
Scott
Metal
LePage.
Galaxy also features the song Distortion, which is yet another fan favorite,
Whoa,
crowd pleaser,
whoa,
and has been played at
whoa,
quite
whoa.
a few live shows. Before moving on, you should also know that the international version of Metal Galaxy contains a song called Up, Down, Left, Right, BBAB. This is a beloved love letter to video game culture and has never once been performed by Baby Metal live.
Yeah.
A fact I really hope dates this video. That song is Bananas.
I
And I'm
love
a big
it.
fan of bananas. Anyway, when the actual Metal Galaxy World Tour finally began in September of 2019, Baby Metal began with 20 shows in the US, then 9 in Japan, and 17 actually performed shows in Europe. One of the shows was Baby Metal's first arena show in the US, where they performed on October 11th, 2019 to a sold-out venue named The Forum in Los Angeles.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Can we skip this? Nothing happened there, please. Get away with this shit.
March 1st was not meant to be the last show of the Metal Galaxy World Tour, but April 2020 dates were all canceled, and it was for the exact 2020 reason you may suspect.
Ugh.
2020 sucked.
Yes.
In countless ways. 2020 was a stupid year
Cheers.
that no one liked. But if I may offer, 2020 did have 2 wonderful occurrences. For on October 9th and October 30th, 2020, just in time for Halloween, Baby Metal first released a song entitled BMC.
Good
and
one.
then were featured on a song released by Bring Me the Horizon entitled Kingslayer.
That is
These are
the
2 of Baby Metal's all-time greatest
Yes.
songs and or features, both for different reasons. First, BMC. Unless you count Ine, which is being a little generous, BMC is the first time Sue really rapped in a song, and she
so
kills it.
good.
The entire song is fast rapping, and she kills it. And that is nothing to say of the massively disgusting heaviness that pervades through the riffs of the songs. A true testament to the innovation of Baby Metal and a song that still appears regularly on live set lists. Okay, now for Kingslayer. Now, skipping back a beat, Baby Metal had been friends with Bring Me the Horizon since June 2015 when they met at the Kerrang Awards where Baby Metal accepted their Spirit of Independence Award. Vocalist Ollie Sykes can be seen here, wearing one of Baby Metal's signature merch shirts while performing
Sweet.
at the Reading Festival in August that same year. Anyway, back to 2020. It is difficult to describe how well received Kingslayer became within the Baby Metal fandom, but that is nothing compared to how beloved this song became some years later. But I will save that for then. Just know that people really like the song already in 2020. To cap off 2020 on December 31st, even with everything going on, Baby Metal managed to hit another major milestone. Baby Metal was invited to NHK's television event, Kohaku, which is known to be the most popular televised event in Japan.
Okay.
Only the most successful Japanese singing acts get invited to this event, and BabyMetal helped the female team win this competition for the first time in 4 years.
Nice.
In 2021, BabyMetal held 10 shows from January to April to celebrate their 10 years
10-year
as a band.
anniversary.
They released a Best of Album and played each of the 10 songs on the Best of Album at these shows, along with the final performances to date of any Black BabyMetal songs, which Moa performed solo with unnamed backup dancers known as the Sister Bones. It was also the last known performance of Sue Metal's solo songs, the last one she ever sang being No Rain, No Rainbow, all while playing the piano.
We will check 'em out.
There was a substantial gap in festivities from April to October 2021, and on October 11th, BabyMetal released a version of the song The One, played
In
on piano,
English.
entitled Stairway to Living Legend.
Oh no.
And then, BabyMetal was said to be sealed away. In the real world, this meant that BabyMetal was going on a hiatus.
Yeah, that's
And
also
though
something I
hindsight has
didn't
shown
fully
that this
understood.
hiatus was always meant to be temporary. At the time, some feared BabyMetal was actually done forever. But of course, if you're a human being watching this now, you already know that is not what happened. But this is the
Yes,
time
luckily.
period when Momoko Okazaki did that Girls Planet 999 competition
Okay.
we mentioned earlier, where she tried to join a K-pop group. So on April 1st, 2022, BabyMetal announced the Other One Restoration Project, which was just a convoluted way
So there
of
was
teasing their
nothing
fourth
here
studio album
for
before actually announcing it later
6,
that
7,
year in
8 months.
October. They also in October announced that there would be a concert in 2023.
BabyMetal returns. Yeah, okay, COVID, right? Here we go.
So then BabyMetal officially returned from their hiatus on January 28th of 2023 with 2 concerts in 2 days called BabyMetal Returns, performed at Makuhari Messi.
Macquarie.
I would like to share this quote. from
Ah,
Sue
this is the
Metal, a
one with the
Metal Hammer
platforms,
interview,
right?
speaking
With the
of
3
return
different
from
platforms.
hiatus. Sue Metal. The most memorable day this year was the first show in January after the sealing of our live activities. When I first heard the cheers of the audience for the first time in 2 years, I realized, I'm back. I can stay here. How precious this place is to me. Sue Metal has achieved so much and worked so hard and still is so appreciative and humble. How many famous people can you say this about?
Yeah.
This wasn't a statement on some televised, widely seen interview. Just a written interview that a lot of people probably would never see. This is real. Sue Metal is genuine. Don't mistake the rehearsed answers they sometimes need to relay for their marketing team. When they tell you they appreciate the fans, that is directly from the heart.
Yeah.
So anyway,
That's
this
what you
performance
can also
again,
see in the
entitled
shows.
BabyMetal Returns, was also the first appearance of a separate band called Metalverse.
Oh,
a group
yeah.
of 3 girls seemingly made in the image of BabyMetal, who performed opposite them for Doki Doki Morning. This
The
performance is a lot of
Metalverse.
fun and my personal favorite performance of this song. But the importance of the group known as Metalverse has been nebulous. It was once thought that they were meant to replace BabyMetal, which thankfully turned out to not be true.
Yes, thankfully.
And BabyMetal has only gotten more popular, while Metalverse has since struggled to find its identity.
That's
Though
also
they
what I
seem to
hear.
be on the right track as of 2025, when they reappeared as the opening act for BabyMetal in August of 2025. Though originally conceived as part of the same universe as BabyMetal in the lore and under the same management, so far as we have seen, you don't really need to know much else about Metalverse as a BabyMetal fan, and the crossover between the fandoms is not as large as you may think at first glance.
Okay.
They do sound and offer 2 quite different experiences. But I wish them the best. And then
Yeah,
finally,
yeah.
at the
I checked
conclusion
out
of
their
this
songs
show,
actually
it
myself.
was hinted that BabyMetal would be assigning a new permanent member to the trio of BabyMetal, and put to rest the Avenger era for good. Now it's time for BabyMetal to casually prove that they are the most innovative girls around again. On March 10th of 2023, they were featured on The First Take, a YouTube show.
You
where
saw
an
my
artist
react to
performed a
this. I
song
already
in
could
one
cry
take.
right now just
No
from knowing
remixing,
what's going to
editing, or getting
happen.
a second chance. Not only did they knock this performance out, especially Sue Metal, but the song they chose was a never-before-heard piano version of Monochrome. And to date, this is many fans' favorite version of Monochrome, bringing some fans to literal tears. It really is a shame that they have never performed this version live, but the original version of the song is nothing to turn your nose up at, so
Yeah.
there's no bad ending here. Not long after the First Take video on March 24th, the Other One album was released, which was BabyMetal's 4th studio album, and the album that would be their last as a duo. Let's
Yes.
discuss the Other One briefly before moving on. Big things are coming, but we still need to talk about some of the things off this album.
Okay.
The Other One was BabyMetal's 4th album, but it was released being referred to as a concept album, which is a bougie way of saying, this album is an experiment we reserve the right to ignore when we feel like it. The album does
Aha.
get overlooked a lot by fans, but
No.
far more by BabyMetal themselves. Truth be told, it has many fantastic songs on
Yes,
it.
I
and
love
is
them.
the most mature Baby Metal album, if that's what you're
I
looking
love
for.
most of them,
The most notable
but
songs
all
off
are
the
good.
album, according to Baby Metal themselves, would have to be Divine Attack, which does get mentioned sometimes by the girls in interviews.
そして私たちの楽曲に「ディバインアタック」っていう曲があって
But far more than that one, Monochrome is the clear takeaway from the other one. Monochrome remained a consistent setlist staple for Baby Metal for years, and is likely not to vacate its position permanently, probably still appearing on setlists throughout 2026 if I were a betting man. It's a fantastic song, and is the backdrop for one of the most heart-melting moments between
Yes.
Sue Metal and Momo Metal where, spoilers, Sue motions Momo to come closer during
Yeah.
the live performance of this song.
So sweet.
A crystal clear window, in my opinion, into the minds of both members. Momo being still new and not wanting to overstep, and Sue Metal insisting, no, you are family
Yes,
now.
exactly.
Get over here.
Yeah,
Sue Metal takes care of her own.
so cute.
We still have so much to cover, so I'm sorry the other one album. We must move on.
It's so fun. It's
So
fine.
now
It's
let's
fine.
officially end Baby Metal's time as a two-woman show.
Yes.
On April 1st, 2023, one of Baby Metal's most important concerts of their history took place at the PIA Arena called Baby Metal Begins.
Oh, no, that
Not
is the
because of what
one
songs they played,
with the
or
free
fact that it was held
thingies.
on Vox Day. No, this first day, April 1st, 2023, held immense weight and gravity because, finally,
Oh, yeah.
Momo Metal was announced as the official new third member of Baby Metal. No more Avengers, no more uncertainty, and this announcement alone came with an unspoken promise. Baby Metal was not going anywhere. After all, they would not have announced a new member so ceremoniously if they had planned to disband anytime soon.
True.
Momo Metal's announcement was met with thunderous applause, and this is the only appropriate way to react every time someone utters the name Momo Metal.
Yes.
Baby Metal kicked off another tour, supporting the band
I mean, the love the fans at those live performances gave to Momo, I think that was exactly what she needed. Because I think, even though she has performed before with Baby Metal as an Avenger, having that instant appreciation by the fans, I think is so important for the mind to know, like, yes, they are accepting me. They are not, like, thinking of me that I am just a replacement or something. And that is something that is truly, truly special. I think a lot of bands have struggles with that, replacing members in a certain way. And just seeing that love for Momo is so amazing. And even seeing that people now call her the favorite members for themselves. I mean, it's amazing. So Momo, you're doing great. I love everything you have done to Baby Metal, and you're equally important to this band as Moa and Sue. Love goes out. Just wanted to say that. Continue.
tour, supporting the band Sabaton, and then they would continue various performances throughout the year. In August, Baby Metal released Metalli, a collaboration with Tom Morello
Metalli.
of Rage Against the Machine fame, which was the first song to feature Momo Metal and went far enough to give her the entire bridge as her own.
Yes.
Effectively becoming the song version of her intro to the group. The song features Momo acting in the style of kabuki theater and is equal parts fun and metal. How metal is Metalli? Well, when Baby Metal performed it live shortly after its release at Summer Sonic, Momo Metal showed everyone what she could bring to the table for
Oh,
Baby
yeah.
Metal that was unique to her and no one had done before. Momo could growl. While touring North America in 2023,
Goosebumps.
Baby Metal started receiving gifts from fans who would throw plushies and other gifts on the
So
stage,
cute. Oh
hoping
my
that the girls
gosh.
would take them.
Yes.
This may or may not have happened prior to 2023, but this is when it was really noticed and when it really took off as a commonplace occurrence. Some fans are against the practice, thinking that it is a distraction or even a safety risk for the girls. as
Yeah.
Throwing objects of any kind onto a
I
stage
mean, I can
definitely lead to
agree
a risk for
about the
anyone
risk
dancing
thing.
on a stage. But the girls do react positively to receiving the gifts, and I'm sure it's an out-of-this-world feeling knowing that one of your gifts was accepted. So, far be it from me to tell anyone not to do it. Just gift responsibly.
Exactly.
Now, in
Yeah,
October
I
of
agree.
2023, we have to revisit Kingslayer.
Oh, yeah.
Remember Kingslayer?
First
That
live
song, Bring Me
performance
the Horizon featured Baby Metal
in
on?
Japan, right?
At a series of shows called Next Fest, wherein both bands were present, they performed Kingslayer live for the first time together, 3 years after it was initially released. These live performances of Kingslayer are widely revered by the fandom to be some of the best performances they have ever witnessed.
Mhm.
And even fans who never got to be there in person have cited
That's also one of
Kingslayer
the
as
first
getting them
live
into Baby Metal
stuff
and
I've
cited the
seen
live
from Baby
music
Metal.
video made from this performance in Tokyo to be one of the best things on the internet. With the start of 2024,
I have
we enter into what
goosebumps
is known
again.
as the
Just
post-restoration
Baby
era of
Metal is
Baby
awesome.
Even though Momo Metal has now been a part of Baby Metal for nearly a year, it still took until the end of 2023 for Baby Metal to implement Momo into the music itself, and really, starting with
Okay.
2024, is where Momo really comes into her own as a
I
member.
didn't know that.
We got a glimpse with Metali, but now we have to discuss Momo's likely biggest, most iconic moment that lives not rent-free in fans' minds. We literally give this tenant money to stay here. Legend MM,
Oh my God.
a concert that took place across March 2nd and March 3rd. You know, March 3rd, Momo's birthday.
Yes.
On the first night, Momo did her very own version of Headbanger. Now, we haven't discussed Headbanger yet, but let me tell you how important this song is. If GabyMetalDeath is Baby Metal's intro and Road of Resistance is their farewell,
outro, yeah.
Headbanger is Baby Metal's anthem,
Yes.
their theme song.
Yes.
I know Gimme Chocolate is their most popular song, but you will be hard-pressed to find a Baby Metal fan who does not value Headbanger over Gimme Chocolate.
Yes.
Headbanger is a song about a girl going to a metal show for the first time, letting loose and headbanging to the music. Headbanger has Japanese lyrics, but you can still understand the purpose of the song without knowing a lick of Japanese, because you know as a metal fan what a headbang is. Headbanger is Baby Metal's love letter to metal music, and this song has more versions than any of their songs to date, with a version existing in the world with each of the girls singing lead for a portion of the song, which is gracefully allowed by the all-powerful Sue Metal. This tradition of giving the mic to a member of the
That's
Scream and
so
Dance
cool.
division started with Yui Metal,
Yeah.
then continued with Moa Metal twice, and now with Momo Metal.
That aura that Momo has there, you know, like. Ah.
So, do you want to see why Momo Metal's version is most remembered by a large portion of fans?
Yes, show me.
Do you remember what she gave us a taste of in the live version of Metali?
Yes.
That's right.
Do it.
Momo Metal
Play
with
it.
red lighting while being literally bowed down to by over 15,000 people, growled like a demonic final boss at the Yokohama Arena, and Baby Metal changed forever. That might sound hyperbolic, but this moment really did mark a gradual shift in perception of Baby Metal that has since been essentially confirmed by Koba Metal himself. You see, for years, Baby Metal would have been described as sort of the Sue Metal show with Yui and Moa backing her up. Even with the departure of Yui giving Moa more focus, Sue had always been the clear focus of Baby Metal.
Yes.
And I would not go as far as to say she no longer is, that would be a bridge too far. Sue still is the beating heart of Baby Metal, but beginning with Momo's dominating performance at Legend MM, fan perception started to shift towards looking at each Baby Metal member as sort of their own personalized super lady. More than ever before, each Baby Metal member had their own personalized identity, set apart from one another. Where Moa Metal and Yui Metal were selected directly due to their similarities by Koba, it almost seems like Momo was chosen for the exact opposite reasons,
Yes.
and brings something entirely different to Baby Metal. Throughout 2024 and 2025, there was a tonal shift in the spirit of Sue and Moa, now with Momo there with them. 2018 through the beginning of 2023 were tough times for Sue and Moa, and Moa has stated in an interview that their bond grew much stronger due to those struggles of being without Yui and being required to change their performances so fundamentally from what it started as. But Sue and Moa have brightened since Momo joined. They smile and laugh more in interviews and have way more fun on stage than they felt like they could have for a long time. You could honestly call this new era of Baby Metal the era of joy, and you would not be wrong to say so. So now that you understand what Momo is bringing to the table, and you have seen her melt the faces of the Yokohama fans, you should also know that the next night for Legend MM, Momo sang portions of the song entitled Meta Taro. This song
Didn't
starts
know
off
about
strange
that
for the
one?
uninitiated, but I
We will
promise
check
it
it
grows
out
on you,
for
and by
sure.
the end,
Meta
you'll be
Taro.
marching in place and singing along. And
Interesting.
before we move on to a huge milestone for Baby Metal, I thought you should know something.
Yes.
Baby Metal performed at Sick New World in April of 2024, and this is the setting for a great interview and a continuation of Baby Metal's loving friendship with Slipknot.
Slipknot.
But that isn't what I want
Yeah,
to tell
why
you.
did they never
What I
collab?
want to tell you about is that when Baby Metal performed there, they played on the same stage that day as Danny Elfman. Danny Elfman, the man behind the orchestral scores for Batman and the Nightmare Before Christmas, performed on a stage hosted by Slipknot and also used by Baby
Cool.
Metal. This is something I really wish I knew about earlier.
Yeah.
This little show, as you will see, makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. But alas, neither do I.
Nice voice. Really good voice. Yes, going viral again.
Now, are you ready for Baby Metal to go viral again? Well,
always.
according to interviews, Babymetal had long wanted a song that could really hype
Oh,
the crowd.
ratatata. Now
Babymetal
I
came
get
across
it.
the song We Got the Moves by a German electronic metal band called Electric Callboy.
We started creating a new song that we can dance with the audience at the concert, like Electric Callboys, We Gotta Moves.
They didn't specify, but I'm willing to bet that they watched the live version of the performance of the song Electric Callboy posted to their YouTube on January 20th.
And these guys wanted to go to
Because if you go to
Eurovision,
the 2-minute 30-second
but they
mark
were
of that
not
video,
radio
you'll see
enough.
exactly how to command a crowd with a song that is beyond hype. So Babymetal eventually determined
Nice.
that rather than try and copy Electric Callboy's technique,
Just make 'em-
what better way
yeah.
to incorporate their vibes than to bring them in and
Merge
collaborate
it.
together on a song authored by them both. So on May 23rd, 2024, Babymetal and Electric Callboy dropped the music video of the song they had created together, with a name that you can't even speak without having at least a little bit of fun.
Ratatata. Please check it out.
This music video was the quickest growing of any of their music videos to date, reaching 1 million views in roughly 26
Ratatata.
hours and 2 million at the 3-day mark, making its growth about twice as fast as the next fastest music video, which was for Papaya.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the only music videos Babymetal has with more views at that point have been around for 9 and 12 years respectively, in the form of the music videos for Karate, Megitsune, and Gimme Chocolate. Gimme Chocolate music video had a slower start, but
Yeah.
it has continued to grow, and at over 200 million views already, it is unlikely that any Babymetal music video shall ever eclipse it. But, well,
Never say never.
stranger things have happened.
Exactly.
The reason for the virality of this music video is easy to recognize. The music video is fun, the tune is catchy, and the words are mostly sung in English, making it very accessible to worldwide audiences. Nico and Kevin of Electric Callboy are a riot on camera. And this music video was the first time as Babymetal, Sue, Moa, and Momo really got to fully act and be silly on camera. Then, after the Ratatata music video came out, they followed up with the live debut of the song at Foxfest, a 2-day festival in Japan taking place on May 25th and 26th of 2024, and hosted by Babymetal themselves. The onstage chemistry of Electric Callboy and Babymetal was something fans immediately fell in love with, and it was clear Babymetal had begun to make deep friendships in the international metal community. I want to really harp on that word friendship, because it will become a theme and a defining factor in the new Babymetal era. Oh, and FYI, the song Ratatata was also used for Bash in Berlin.
Oh
by
yeah,
WWE.
true. Wrestling. Yeah.
So, that also happened. Anyway, enough of Ratatata for now. Would you believe that Babymetal performed 51 shows across 5 continents in 2024? I imagine their
51.
hiatus as like Goku's hyperbolic time chamber, because where do you even get that kind of stamina from?
Exactly.
Obviously, we can't talk about every one of them, but for your general awareness, in 2024, Babymetal performed at Rock in the Park and Rock at the Ring.
Germany.
Download Festival, again. Nova Rock, Grass Pop Metal Meeting, Rock in Roma, and of course, Hellfest and Resurrection Fest. Many of these venues were ones that Babymetal had performed at previously with their original lineup, so this was Babymetal letting all of Europe know Babymetal was back in full force. That leg concluded June of 2024, and then they went back to Japan through the next few months, where they returned to Summer Sonic and Next Fest, which is the last known documented performance of Kingslayer with both Babymetal and Bring Me the Horizon on stage together.
Until now, there's one festival where I'm very, very curious if it's gonna happen. That is the one in Sweden this year. I'm not going there because I'm going to a concert instead. But there might be a chance that we're gonna have Bring Me the Horizon and Babymetal on the same day. But it's not announced yet on the same day. However, both are there at the festival. Different days, however. So could not match maybe, but there might be a little bit more realistic chance that we're gonna have another Kingslayer moment there in Sweden at the Swedish Rock Festival, I think it's called.
Though we all hope this happens many, many more times.
Yes,
Now,
we
let's
hope
make
Kingslayer
more Babymetal
comes back.
history, where, beginning with a show on October 20th, 2024, they kicked off their first ever South American tour series in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
South American fans had waited years for Babymetal to come to their cities, and they were finally there through the vehicle of Knotfest, continuing the endearing Babymetal-Slipknot friendship, as Slipknot had invited Babymetal as special guests for this tour. If there's one big mystery to me as a Babymetal fan, it is, where in God's name have Babymetal and Slipknot hidden their collaborative song together?
Exactly.
Where is it, William? So after South America was thoroughly rocked, Babymetal capped off 2024 with some more shows in North America, one in Mexico and the rest across the US. It was at this point in my script writing for this guide that I realized that Babymetal has barely stopped performing live for more than a few weeks at a time since April 2024. Every show is special in its own way, but at some point we have to talk about more than just, hey, Babymetal performed here and it was awesome. That's going to happen multiple times a week for the rest of their existence so far.
Yes.
Babymetal has established themselves as world-class and renowned performers who venues want at their concert halls. Now, before Babymetal allowed 2025 to begin, in November of 2024, they collaborated with Indian metal band Bloodywood and created in some
Also,
fans'
never
opinions,
heard that
the
song,
actual best
Back
Babymetal
Off.
collab song. It
Okay.
was called Back Off, meaning fearless in Hindi. If you have not heard it, give it a listen.
I will.
It combines
I will.
English, Hindi, and Japanese, and one other very important element: animation. That's right. The people had clamored for Babymetal anime, and they kind of got it with this music video.
Okay.
Is it technically anime? Okay, no. But Metal, Metal, and
I'm
Momo
green.
were in the video, fully animated and fighting demons and monsters alongside Bloodywood, while they throw lines at you that directly reference anime, like spirit bombing these mother truckers. Sorry, I'm trying to keep this video kid-friendly on the language so my daughter's allowed to watch it. This song and music video are a treat. Please help yourself to it when you are done with this video if you have not heard or seen it before. It
It's
won't
gonna
end up on
happen
a
soon,
Babymetal album
I'm
later,
telling you.
so I have to talk about it here.
Dude, this video goes
So
really
2025
fast.
began for Babymetal with an unprecedented move for a metal band. Tell me if you had this on your Babymetal 2025 bingo card. Babymetal started a radio show, hosted by the one and only Metal, Metal,
Oh,
and Momo
really?
Metal, where every week they answer fan mail, talk about life on the road, and bring in a rotating cast of guests to talk about metal music. Metaraji
I
was the name of
didn't
this radio
know
show,
that.
and at the time, it really caught the fandom off guard, in the best way.
I knew there
But
was
a
something,
catch.
but I thought it was
The
more like
radio
an
show
invited
announced on December
podcast.
22nd, set to begin airing early January, was only to be broadcast in Japan.
Uh-huh.
You could listen online, but if you didn't speak Japanese, the barrier to entry was steep.
Of course, that's...
So, let's plug the Babymetal fandom real quick, because they really came in clutch here. Upon the first episode of Metaraji dropping on January 4th, 2025, a YouTube channel called BabyMetalTube began posting full recordings of the Metaraji radio show on YouTube with English and Spanish subtitles, eventually incorporating other translations as well. For many
Mhm.
fans, the Metaraji radio show was now infinitely more accessible, and this is the easiest way to hear those episodes for
That's
many
good.
fans. Babymetal began by bringing in the J-pop group Atarashi Gakko. The girls discussed similarities and differences between their experiences touring and performing, and I still remember Moa discussing how she has to use 3 hair ties just to make sure her pigtails stay in place during performance. Metaraji radio show aired weekly for a little over a year, and as of time of recording, it is finally ending on March 28th, 2026.
Finally? Why
The news of its
finally?
cancellation was met with some sadness from fans, but they are set to cap off the run of the radio show with a show called Metaraji Fest.
I have to pause here because the thing is, yes, even though those shows are now available with English translations, Spanish translations, the problem is still you have to read, and that is something which is maybe fine for like a short little Babymetal interview, like 5 to 10 minutes. But if it goes longer, like of course, if you're really a strong, hardcore fan of the band, then you do it. But now having like a sheer list of interviews, it's like basically like reading a book. And I don't know how fast the translations go there, the subtitles. But yeah, maybe I give it a try. But I think it could unfortunately lose me due to the fact because I would rather understand it and have it as a podcast, listening, you know, while I'm, I don't know, chilling in the car, in the bed, something like this, instead of actively like watching the screen and just reading text and text. But yeah.
So far, we know that Maximum the Hormone and Atarashi Gakko will be there for this show, and if you don't know who those groups are, look them up.
Okay.
They have both been influential
Never
in the
heard about
respective
them.
genres that Babymetal blends, and Maximum the Hormone and Atarashi Gakko have already created music together. So, this show is bound to be just one more show for Babymetal to add to their list of historic metal events never done by anyone before. As for the rest of the guests and discussions on Metaraji, that could be its very own video, but an updated Babymetal guide would be a joke without including it at least a little bit, so there you go. So jumping back to the start of 2025, Babymetal continued to tour, but something was still missing.
I
Babymetal
know who that
needed
is.
more songs with Momo audibly existing in the studio recorded track. She made her mark live 10 times over, but Babymetal needed a new album. April 1st, 2025 was quickly approaching, and many fans speculated on what announcements would be made. I think the popular opinion at the time was likely that a new album would be announced, but Some speculated on a possible new look for the girls to debut, or maybe some more concerts would be announced to fill out the rest of the year. Well, let me just cut to the chase and say that Fox Day came, and Babymetal announced that in fact all of the predictions were true. Babymetal had new outfits, they announced even more tours than previously announced UK and Europe arena tours to completely fill the year of 2025, some of which were special arena shows, including their first arena show in the United States since 2019, and yes, a new full-length album was finally coming, featuring Metal, entitled Metal Fourth.
And
an
it's
album
the
whose
fourth
theme was set to
album.
bring in the new metal scene and once again transform metal for a new generation. To do this, Babymetal planned to work with many other artists. Alongside everything else on Fox Day 2025, Babymetal had recently signed with major American record label Capitol Records. Prior to this point, Babymetal's distribution had always been managed by Japanese label Toys Factory. We mentioned Toys Factory back when Babymetal dropped their music video for Doki Doki
Were
Morning.
these the people that
Well,
also
hold on,
messed
I thought
up the
that Babymetal
CD
was
selling
signed by
thingy?
Muse. Okay, so maybe it was just me, but for anyone else who may have been confused by how it all works, this is how the hierarchy works.
Okay.
Amuse is the talent agency,
Uh-huh.
and Sue, Moa, Momo, and Kobametal are employed by Amuse.
Yes.
That is who pays them, and simultaneously, all of the creative side of the music creation happens under the team at Amuse, with an asterisk for any collaborative artists, of course. Amuse has a contract with Toys Factory, who distributes Babymetal's media through CDs, digital distribution, and marketing. Now, before Capitol Records, Toys Factory was not handling international releases single-handedly. Rather, they would partner with various local labels in other countries.
Yeah, and that's I think where they
So
messed up
music
the Metal
purchases
Galaxy
and stream revenue
Spotify
goes
thing.
to the record label who keep a cut. Then the money goes to Amuse talent agency who keeps a cut, and then Amuse pays their employees. And no, I don't know or think it's necessary to speculate on how much money the girls make.
Leave it.
Like many desirable jobs, regardless
They
of how
deserve
much money
whatever
take
they
home,
want.
there's more to it than just hard dollars and cents.
Exactly.
I doubt Sue, Moa, or Momo are paying out of pocket these days to procure anything they eat, wear, travel, or stay in overnight for their tours.
Yes.
Me personally, I hope the majority of the money not going to the girls is going to this guy and this guy. Babymetal must be protected at all costs. Anyway, let's forget about the money part.
Yeah.
What this partnership with Capitol Records meant for Babymetal is that instead of a hodgepodge of smaller labels wherever they sell media, Capitol Records would now serve as the all-inclusive international marketing and distribution team. Capitol Records, in case you don't know, is the record label for the likes of The Beatles and has been trusted with plenty of successful artists.
Okay.
You will come to see soon that their support would prove a mighty push for Babymetal in the Western and international markets.
I
There
see.
were fans who worried that the Capitol Records partnership might westernize Babymetal and remove what made them unique. While I understand the spirit of this concern, I thought then and think now that concern was mostly misplaced and does seem to fade over time. As we said, Amuse is still the creative team and still the direct employer
I need to
of
move my
Babymetal,
legs.
and Kobametal will always be the brains behind the operation. No changes are happening to Babymetal that Kobametal, the girls, or both don't want. But Babymetal has always been super experimental, and that experimentation, in truth, is the real culprit you should point to if you dislike anything Babymetal does. If you get mad at Babymetal for trying something new, you reject the very thesis and belief system they came to us with in 2010.
Yeah.
Babymetal had to fight against gatekeepers for years, who refused to accept that they were metal or that they belonged on their stages.
The three girls coming on, you know, squawking away the way they do. And I know I'm gonna get killed for saying it, but
You're
I'm
not,
sorry.
mate. You're amongst friends.
It's called Babymetal. No, I'm f***ing with you. I'm not buying this.
If you insist that Babymetal must remain as they were in their 2010 to 2016 era, and reject their ability to change, this is exactly the same thing. You have become a gatekeeper. Anyway, where were we? Yes, Fox Day 2025. New outfits, new album announced, and new shows.
I
to
like
look
the old
forward
outfits more.
to. And barely a few more days would pass.
Just saying.
We got a
But
Babymetal
still,
single
nice
that would
outfits.
become a monster hit. They joined forces with internet sensation turned metal artist Poppy and made the song
One of
From
my
Me to You.
most favorite
Now, let me just
songs.
take a moment to tell you the value Poppy brings to this equation. 5 months prior to Poppy and Babymetal's single releasing, Poppy went viral with an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel alongside
Wow.
the hardcore band Knocked Loose, with their collab, Suffocate. This performance was a huge win for heavy music fans across the globe, especially in the West. Being featured on Jimmy Kimmel, the same show that featured country artist Blake Shelton the week prior, a nighttime television show mostly watched by people who would clutch their proverbial pearls at the sight of a mosh pit, Jimmy had some real you-know-whats to feature such a musical performance, and people online certainly took notice. For better or for worse. This was also the performance where people who did not really know much of Poppy before first heard of her, and first heard her Banshee-style shrieks. Holy cradle of filth, Batman. So hot off of this new notoriety, Poppy collaborates with Babymetal, and when it hits on April 4th, 2025, it hit the internet in the face with a shovel.
Such a
While not
good
as fast
song.
growing as Ratatata, From Me to You would eventually go on to be used by Disney in
More
the Marvel
like
Zombies
for
trailer.
me.
If you go find the trailer on YouTube, you can easily find people in the comments asking whose song it is in the background, and Baby Metal and Poppy fans coming in excitedly to tell them.
Good
The
job.
song itself features some of the most English language singing Sue Metal has done, and the most on the upcoming album.
Mhm.
The choreography by Baby Metal was praised, while some folks pointed out and wondered why Poppy chose to stand so perfectly still that
Yes.
a PNG is more likely than her to sprain its ankle. It really doesn't matter though, because Poppy would eventually perform the song live with Baby Metal and
In
move
London,
around plenty.
O2 Arena.
Not that she had anything to prove. Some people really just look for anything they can to criticize, I guess.
Mm.
Moving on, the album would now be subject to much discussion in the coming months. One huge reason was due to the fact that the full track list for Metal Fourth had also released,
Ah, yeah.
revealing every song name and every artist that Baby Metal was collaborating with on the next album. So looking at the track list on April 4th, 2025, you could see that now that From Me to You had dropped and Metali and Ratatata had previously been released
Mhm.
and would be included on the upcoming album, we still had 7 songs to look forward to, 4 of which were also collabs with other artists, making the intrigue higher with fans wondering how the two bands' sounds would mix.
Mm.
And bonus points if you already happen to be a fan of the collaborating artist, Slaughter to Prevail, Spirit Box, and 2 returning collaborative partners in Polyphia and Bloodywood. Fan discourse went wild with wondering what these songs might sound like. Not just for the collabs, but the Baby Metal original, Kawaii, garnered special notice by the fans in its spelling.
Yeah,
The last
like
time we got a song
BMC.
spelled like that, it was BMC. And that song is an absolute powerhouse of eardrum-bursting hybrid metal. Would this song be a sequel to it? Now, I almost forgot about this fact before sitting down to write all this, but the album Metal Fourth was actually originally slated to release June 13th, 2025, just 2 months after
Okay,
Fox Day.
it got
This release
delayed.
date would later get pushed to June 27th,
Huh.
and then again get pushed to the final set release date of August 8th. 2
Interesting.
months later than
Why?
the original release date. Why did Baby Metal do this? In truth, the August release date was the better call and should have been the original plan. Releasing all the songs via the full album while the band was still touring was fine, but waiting until the band
no.
was close to the end of the tour would amplify anticipation for each individual song, providing Baby Metal an opportunity to tease the crap out of their new songs.
Yeah, okay, makes
And
sense.
that's exactly what they did. In any case, though, since the tracklist had been released, Baby Metal fans knew that these songs must be finished. Would they surprise us with a live debut? Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
they would. Baby Metal chose to
That's
unveil
what-
the songs Con Con and Song 3 for the first time live prior to the audio or the music videos dropping, and they did so at Brussels, Belgium on May 10th. Only fan cams would help fans who weren't there get a glimpse of these glorious new tracks.
Mhm.
But then 16 days later, Baby Metal teased the music video for Song 3 with a YouTube short. Then again the next day.
Each
Song 3
new
released
song.
officially on May 28th. On a personal level, I could talk about Song 3 all day, but the reasons to like it are fairly simple. It's deliciously heavy, excessively silly, and catchy.
We know that's your favorite
The song is a
song.
very rhythmic one with simple melodies, but plenty of harsh vocals. If you don't like screaming, growling, and guttural demonic bellowing, you will not like this song. But you really are missing out if you
It's
don't.
heavy.
This is
It's
Alex
heavy,
Terrible
but
of
it's
Slaughter to
awesome,
Prevail,
though.
who lends some of his voice to the song. Here's an example of what Alex is capable of. And since he is so brutal, they only needed him once the bridge of the song starts up.
Yes.
You know who is carrying the growls throughout the absolute rest of the song? That's right, kids. Momozilla.
Yeah.
We have officially entered the Momozilla era. Momo's growls sparked online debate about whether it was really her. And to be fair, Baby Metal has had Sue Metal mime screams before.
Mm.
But in Song 3's music video, they really do go out of their way to make this the Momo show for the growly vocal parts. So it's her, right? There was much debate in 2025, and many folks commented and made videos discussing Momo and her alleged growls. Well, there are now multiple videos online outright proving that Momo is the one growling, so this is a Baby Metal guide, not a persuasive essay, and at this point, the fact is irrefutable. Momo can growl, and is growling in Song 3, and will continue to growl until someone stops her.
Yes.
And good luck with that.
It would be nice if she would
Speaking
do
of
more
Momo
live, though.
growls, get a load of this.
Give me your best scream.
That is.
This is
But that growl she does in that video, though, this has to be enhanced, right? I know, call me dumb if you want, but of course she does some growl there, but it feels like they put something on top of her growl. I mean, the video is awesome. Also that she's like swearing, you know, it's edgy.
This short dropped one day before the Song 3 music video. Now this is a good time to stop down to discuss a trait of Babymetal's we haven't really brought up yet. You know what's great about Babymetal, and has always been the case for them? Babymetal has never let the world corrupt them, and it is so refreshing that Babymetal has stayed modest, especially in terms of how they dance and dress. Babymetal has never worn an outfit I would call inappropriate for a young girl.
Yes.
And that is so incredibly
Fully
respectful.
true, and it's
Now,
awesome.
that being said,
I love
Babymetal
it.
are adults now, with
Yes.
more and more autonomy in what Babymetal as a group does, or at least it would seem. So on the other side of the coin, in terms of what is and isn't appropriate for your kiddos, they also never really used foul language.
Yeah.
I am not a Japanese-speaking person myself, but as I understand it, the culture in Japan in terms of swearing is quite different anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, when Momo said this on camera, let's just say that it was a first for Babymetal, and the internet had and still has to this day a lot of fun with it. It is the second most viewed YouTube short on Babymetal's entire channel to date. Getting back to the grind, Babymetal continued touring. ConCon had been unveiled live alongside Song 3, but we would not get a glimpse at its studio glory for a while yet. July 11th, in fact, would be the first time we would hear it in its true refinement. If we are being honest, the fan reception of ConCon featuring Bloodywood was a bit more lukewarm than it had been for the two previous singles. I think there are a number of reasons for this. Even though I personally loved it, firstly, the music video that dropped for ConCon was a live pro shop music video. While Babymetal fans do love those, we had the
It's
last
not
year
my
gotten
favorite.
some of the most fun music videos Babymetal had ever produced. In addition, much more time had passed since ConCon was leaked online from FanCam, and the FanCam audio was decent enough to hear the entirety of the song in a subpar quality at least, so I think some fans had already drawn their conclusion about the song. Also, this song is widely considered the lesser of two Bloodywood collab songs, and
Okay.
while I do love ConCon, I can't deny that there is truth in Beckoff being the superior song. In
I
any
need to
case,
check
both
it out.
ConCon and Song 3 were performed live with their respective artists on stages with them, just as Poppy had done first. Well, after Electric Callboy had done it. Now, on July 24th, 2025, Babymetal held a small show for about 1,000 people in Los Angeles.
1,000
It was
only?
announced only a
Wow.
week before it was to be held and was referred to as a secret gig. So neither I nor you know much about it, but I was able to discover that the reason no footage exists of this secret show is because phones were required to be locked up for it
That's
to prevent
cool.
anyone from leaking footage.
That is awesome.
Some fans
I like it.
speculated that this was because they would play unreleased songs due to the secrecy of the event, but all reports point to this not being the case. They played From Me to You, Song 3, and possibly ConCon, but not the unreleased tracks. However, it was a tiny venue and a rare experience to be physically close with Babymetal.
That is cool. That
More
is
so
cool.
than you will ever likely be ever again due to their ability to, sell out basketball stadiums.
Yeah.
So anyway, we finally reached the day Metal 4th would release, August 8th. And of course, Babymetal surprised us with the premiere of one more song simultaneously.
My Queen.
Featuring Spiritbox. My Queen is a strong showing of both bands and unique as well, but now we also have Kawaii, Sunset Kiss, Algorithm, and White Flame to unpack. We would be here all day if we kept analyzing each song. There is no losing when listening to Babymetal.
Never.
For the purpose of a Babymetal guide, the song that really needs to be discussed in Babymetal's development that we haven't discussed yet would be Kawaii. Yes, at one point it was thought that Kawaii would be similar to BMC due to its mirroring of its naming mechanic.
Makes sense.
However, while it is also using rap elements, I would argue that BMC is more metal-centric, while Kawaii leans more into rap-centric. Most Babymetal fans tend towards the metal over the rap, so you can guess which song is still preferred by most. But I see your BMC argument and counter with a Momo. And you don't get that in BMC.
True.
You just don't.
Yeah.
Ready for another Babymetal milestone? Forget that, a milestone for all Japanese artists everywhere. Less than 2 weeks after Metal 4th debuted, it ranked number 9 in the US Billboard's Top 200, marking the first time any all-Japanese fronted group charted in the top 10.
Greatness.
This was huge. 15 years later, after members leaving, dealing with
That
actual
video
loss,
I have also
they
seen,
were
by the
not
way,
just
where they
sticking
react.
around. They were stronger than ever, breaking new ground and showing everyone that this was never a fad and never a gimmick. It was always a movement. Babymetal were, and are to this day, cultural disruptors. Who wants your chocolate? The same month Metal 4th released, Babymetal performed alongside renowned Japanese metal act called Saikama 2 for their 40th anniversary, notably featuring the two groups together on stage with Su-Metal singing their song El Dorado with them, and Moa-Metal and Momo-Metal on guitars.
Okay.
While fans know that Moa-Metal already knew how to play guitar, having played it for their song Shine on stage previously, Moa-Metal had never played a guitar on stage so far as
it looks actually
so
weird
after a
seeing
long
her
and
with a
successful
guitar there.
2025, Babymetal sought to wrap up the year with a bow, in the form of a pair of North American arena shows. one at Intuit Dome in Los Angeles, and one in Arena CDMX in Mexico City.
Mexico.
At Los Angeles, we got a few notable moments
Yeah,
worth pointing out.
First. Now I wanted to say Poppy, like that one confusion. Courtney, of course, I'm sorry. Sorry, Courtney.
Second, a staff member dressed as Baby Bones came on stage to celebrate the Dodgers winning the series, because they did. And thirdly, Momo Metal did not fall down on stage.
No.
People keep saying she did.
No, she
but
did not.
She didn't. And
No.
I wish people would stop spreading this lie.
Exactly.
Momo Metal
Stop
was
spreading
simply
lies.
using her entire body to headbang.
Yeah.
How can you not see it? As for the arena show in Mexico City, Mexican fans were encouraged to show up representing Dia de los Muertos, and some fans did. I also really enjoy how Baby Metal brings a themed flag to their performances, in this case, showcasing Mexico's colors within their own logo. So, nearing the end of 2025, Baby Metal hosted an online multi-day event entitled 15 Legend Songs Tournament. This was a fan-chosen top 15 songs by Baby Metal.
I also did a few
directly
shorts
by
there
fans
based on
in
the
a bracket
statistics.
format. Now keep in mind that most fans will say that their favorites change constantly, and a bracket is susceptible to seeding, which means essentially that very popular songs will edge out moderately popular songs that may have won out over similarly moderately popular songs. In any case, the winners of the tournament can be found online, which I will post on screen. I may be one of the few who is happy.
I actually have to skip because I didn't see which songs now won, because I think the second round was like live voting during the Japanese performances in Jan, right? I think there was some voting going on for the tournament. But these are the winners. Amore, no idea. Give Me Chocolate, obviously good song. Monochrome, obviously good song. Arcadia, good song. Headbanger, good song. Syncopation, good song. Avadama Fever, not listened to, but of course catchy melody already. Karate. Song 4, wow, song 4 being there is crazy. Black Baby Metal song, so yeah, very curious how this song is gonna sound like. Catch Me If You Can. Oh, such a good song. Ich Madame Setai, also never listened to that one. Road of Resistance, mwah, just like Arcadia. Doki Doki Morning, legendary. Megitsune, of course, also, and Tales of the Destinies, never listened to as well. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 songs out of these winning songs that I have not. Wait, Doki Doki Morning also actually 6. Of course, I know the melody of Doki Doki Morning, but 6 songs that I have not listened to so far. Still a great future ahead with Baby Metal. Oh, I love it. Okay, let's continue.
To see Amore finish ahead of Akatsuki. I love both
Akatsuki.
songs, but Amore is my favorite Su-Metal solo. And
Oh
is
yeah,
not
Akatsuki
particularly
is not
close for me.
here. Yeah.
I do, however, think it's pretty wild that Song 4 is the Black Baby Metal song that won out, because I think when you isolate the 4 Black Baby Metal songs in a single poll, Anadari Daisakusen likely wins
Yeah.
for most fans. Though a vocal minority favors Sis Anger on the metalhead side.
Okay.
And personally, I'm a GJ guy. Either way, I've found Song 4 to be consistently the least popular of the 4.
Yeah, exactly.
So
That's
it
also
winning
what I
is likely
thought.
representative of the making of the song more than the song itself. For you see, Song 4's lyrics were the only ones to be written by Yui Metal and Mo
Yeah.
Metal themselves.
That's also what
Anyway,
I
the
heard.
15 Legend Songs tournament was speculated by some fans to have the purpose of being the set list at the upcoming Legend Metal 4th
Yeah,
concert
it was
series
not.
set to be held at Saitama Super Arena on January 10th and 11th. This is likely just a misread of the fact that the results of the polls were said to be revealed at the show, but in actuality, this was literally what they meant. The results were literally just revealed on screen at the show.
Still wonder what
Still a
they're
fun
doing
event for
with
Baby Metal
these.
to connect with fans, and
Live
I imagine they will
album?
still use those winners for something.
Yeah, right. The final chapter. This year.
Now on to the Legend Metal 4th shows.
Yes.
There are a few moments that must be discussed. Firstly, these shows were the first live debuts of the songs White Flame and Algorithm, which both came to be some of the fan favorites off of Metal 4th that had yet to get any love from Baby Metal after the album release. No music video for either song had been released, so seeing them debut live was nice, though I think we all hope that those songs don't fall into obscurity like some fan favorites do.
No.
Hooky Hooky Midnight. Now, for the
Okay.
longtime fans, Legend Metal 4th held a special occasion within. Baby Metal performed a medley of the songs Awadama Fever and Catch Me If You Can, the latter of which
Elevator
had not
Girl
been
as well.
performed since
Don't forget about that.
2017. And many fans speculated for years that the girls would never do the choreography for that
Because
song
of the
again,
Moa.
mostly due to this move right here. However, they indeed did the song,
Oh, wait.
and they did the move. Moa looks quite satisfied with herself.
Yeah.
But the highlight of this long-awaited return to the stage of Catch Me If You Can is that Momo Metal got to be a part of it for the first time.
Yes, she was
And she provided the
growling.
growls for the
Yes,
song, which was
yes.
just spectacular.
Goosebumps.
Even on fan cam. Now, this next thing happened 5 days before Legend Metal 4th, but in honor of Babymetal's 15-year anniversary, they released for the first time ever an updated, re-recorded version of a
So
classic
good as
song.
well.
Officially titled Headbanger 15th Night version, I like to refer to it simply as Headbanger 2.0. This version of Headbanger would remix
Let's call
the
it
entire
Headbanger
song,
2.0.
making it sound quite different, feature Sue Metal's more mature vocal range,
Mhm.
and most importantly, incorporate Momo Metal officially into a studio version of one of their most popular songs, and a song she herself made more popular through her live Headbanger performance we refer to as Momo Banger. But they did not simply include Momo. They had Headbanger nearly a duet between Sue and Momo, with moments throughout the video of Momo appearing front and center to make sure you know these growl parts are hers. Notably, the city where this arcade stands is called Fujioka, a seemingly intentional nod to the late Mikio
Okay,
Fujioka, Babymetal's
uh-huh.
dear lead guitarist who had passed away in 2018. It's worth
It
pointing
looks
out
so
that this,
different in
along
real
with
life,
some
that
other
location.
homages and references to Mikio or Yui are technically fan speculation, but Babymetal is a very intentional human being, and I don't think he does much by accident. So 2026 kicks off with a new version of a beloved song, a Super Arena series in Japan to solidify Babymetal's newest album into the pantheon. And oh, what's this? Babymetal is featured in an anime? Well, hold on a second. We did not mention it back then, but in October 2025, Babymetal had released a collaboration with Jam Project.
Also not
as
checked
Babymetal's
out,
first official
but I know
foray
Jam
into
Project
anime
from
opening theme songs.
some songs.
The opening theme song for One Punch Man Season 3 as Jam
I have so much songs still to check out.
It is the first time for us to do a Japanese animated song.
The song was received well by a core group of Babymetal fans, but it did seem to fly under the usual radar of the greater Babymetal fandom, likely due to not all Babymetal fans being anime fans. But based
Yeah,
on its
I'm
surging
not so much of an
popularity
anime
already,
fan.
the recently released Faint Flower, a collaboration with
Also
Tatsuya
not
Kitane,
checked
made
out.
for Season 2 of Hell's Paradise, this is the superior Babymetal anime intro song.
Okay.
Babymetal was also featured in an interview on Crunchyroll on February 6th of
That one I
2026,
saw.
where a very excited interviewer gets to ask Babymetal questions about
Yes,
themselves
yes.
and about anime. And in this interview, we get the first real look into how the girls relate to anime on a personal level. It becomes clear pretty quickly that Moa Metal is the most familiar and she kind of carries the interview, but the interview also shed light on the fact that anime is just kind of part of the Japanese culture,
Mhm.
where in the West we may still look at anime as rather niche. It is very interesting, and
Well-
no shade to this dude who got excited. As far as Babymetal fans go, this is actually pretty controlled. Speaking of fans controlling themselves, you may or may not have noticed that despite the popularity of the girls themselves, we never spoke of Sue Metal, Moa Metal, Momo Metal, or Yui Metal before doing meet and greets with fans. This might sound weird, right? Lots of other idols do controlled meet and greets, even if just in the form of signing merchandise and quickly shaking hands and taking a photo. Well, they did do it, briefly, and very early on.
Mhm.
And while there is no official stated reason as to why it stopped, there are many logically obvious reasons that fans have come to a more or less consensus on. It's all speculative,
Yeah.
so I'll just list out the basic ideas that are theorized here. One, the girls started off underage with a fan base of mostly adult men, and a
Yeah.
minority of creeps do exist.
Unfortunately,
Two,
yeah.
the girls work hard to separate their on-stage personas from their personal life so that they can have, a personal life.
Exactly.
Three, fan meet and greets can run the risk of tainting fans' image of the girls if the experience is not everything you hoped it would be,
Mhm.
even if the girls didn't actually do anything wrong. And four, meet and greets take time, and Babymetal already spends an egregious amount of time traveling, rehearsing, and performing countless shows across the globe while still finding time to record new music, new videos, and interviews to promote it all. I can't believe they find the time to do everything they do already. There are a lot of understandable reasons.
Short interruption again. Still, I don't know if he's continuing now with this like topic about meet and greets. Still, I would love to see the chance to have a meet and greet with a very limited amount of people every year. You know, like have like this top-notch thing, like super, super high valuable. Like make it so expensive that really only a few people can afford it. Of course, maybe that seems unfair then at the same time. Or make it like a lottery. Maybe let's do a lottery instead. You buy a ticket for the show, no matter what it is. You put the lottery. Maybe if you buy a VIP ticket, you have a higher chance, or you have to buy a VIP ticket to put yourself in a lottery. It doesn't matter. Make something, make a lottery, and only choose like 2 people that bought tickets to have the chance to see them. Like have it, of course, it's going to be weird, of course. It's not going to be them free talking to you personally with no one else inside now. So that's not something that's going to happen. But what would be pretty awesome in my opinion would be to just have even that, like they said, have something signed, have a few moments to talk with them. Like let's say you have 5 minutes that you can have a chat, you sign stuff, you talk about what you like to them, and just have some. Of course they cannot talk about everything. I think they need to have strict rules, but I still could imagine this being set up in a certain way that it is going to be safe for them, and at the same time an awesome unique experience for the people that have it. Of course, maybe do a check before, and maybe, you know, like do a check if it's a creep or something, because of course we don't want Babymetal to have negative experience with fans, because like he said, it is unfortunately like this. And yeah, it would be awesome in my opinion if there would be the chance. I mean, I would love to just say thank you, basically, you know, say thank you for all the things that they have already done to my life, to how they in certain ways influenced my future, and also the future of how I want to, like, you know, raise children in a certain way and have my children grow up with them in a certain way, because I see them as role models for sure. And yeah, so I would just love to have that opportunity to meet them in this environment, instead of like gambling on the fact to see them randomly in public and then talk to them in their private space where you should not approach them. So yeah, that's my thinking, how I would love to see it. Is it going to happen? I doubt it personally also.
Babymetal doesn't do meet and greets, and most fans do get it, even if some still wish it would happen. I think the relaxed forum interviews are a great middle ground. Getting to see the girls a little looser and having more fun during the interviews and promotions scratches that itch a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
They do so much for the fans already. Meet and greets are not necessary, but rest assured, if they ever did decide to sell tickets to a meet and greet, enough bandwidth does not exist in the world to prevent a colossal website failure, because that would truly break the
Yes, definitely.
So back to 2026 and Babymetal's trajectory. This brings us to March 2026. Just before Fox Day of this year, and so far, Babymetal has confirmed appearances at multiple festivals across Australia, Europe, and the US. Many of which are festivals
It's a
they are
festival
returning to
year.
from past appearances. The Metaraji Fest is set for March 29th, and that is pretty much what we know so far.
That's
By the time this Babymetal
it's
guide
soon,
video is
isn't it?
posted
This
to YouTube,
weekend?
there will
Oh wait,
certainly be more information, as Fox
from
Day
my
will either
recording.
be happening or have already happened, depending on how long it takes me to edit this unholy monstrosity.
And here we go to the summary that he was mentioning in the beginning of this video.
A bite-sized Babymetal summary for those who did not want to sit through hours of rambling. Babymetal, a Japanese kawaii metal band that consisted of
Kawaii.
Su metal, Yui metal, and Moa metal, began in Japan as the wacky brainchild of Koba metal. Their crazy fusion of J-pop singing and dancing with metal music became so popular that they left the bubble of the J-pop idol group they started with, called Sakura Gakuin, and became their own standalone act. They created a substantial following in Japan until they became local legends, and this, combined with some viral recognition online, became their ticket to begin getting invited overseas to show the rest of the world who they were, starting in Singapore. Eventually they would come to Sonosphere, where crowds who started the show with doubt and skepticism were shouting Babymetal's name by the end of their set. After that, Babymetal began a trend of touring across the world year in and year out, and slowly transforming from small show openers to arena-level headliners. Along the way, they lost some friends, but they transformed the pain of their loss into new hope and determination, and today they stand as Su metal, Moa metal, and Momo metal, who has helped preserve the legacy of Babymetal and Yui metal while helping transform Babymetal into a new version of itself. Along their journey, Babymetal made countless friends with musical legends and musicians who are still on the rise, and continue to spread love for metal music through the most wholesome network of musical humans ever to utter the phrase impaled rectum.
Impaled rectum.
Today, Babymetal is arguably the most popular band internationally to hail from Japan. They have broken records and never once stopped smiling and paying respect to the legends who came before. I want to end this Babymetal guide with a focus on the true guiding principle of Babymetal. If you were to sum up Babymetal in one word, it would be friendship. Babymetal came into existence to make metal music and pop music listeners become friends. A large group of composers at Amuse and Comic Band
friendship
Friends
really
supported
puts it good.
Babymetal as they pursued their success and made more friends along the way. When they lost some friends, the friendship of Su and Moa literally held Babymetal together. Then Su and Moa made a new friend, Momo Metal, and they began more aggressively making friends than they ever did before through other musical artists. Collaborations are a realization of a musical friendship. The repeat invites from venues to Babymetal, a professional friendship. Babymetal's unwavering positivity oozes, I want to be your friend, energy. I understand that there are going to be people that hear all this and say, well, you know, it's speculation to say any of these people are really friends. They just work together. Sure, but this misses the point and the spirit of what Babymetal is doing. Babymetal is bringing people together. In a world full of division, you cannot put a price on that.
Yes.
Call it what you want. Call it a revolution. Call it musical theater. Call it not for me, if that's how you feel. As for me, I call it friendship. And Babymetal is really good at it. See ya.
Wow. That ending was quick. Guys, I closed my laptop. I need to stretch. Oh, my legs. Oh, this is not the most comfortable spot to record 2 hours in a row on a couch. First of all, really, I have to say, thank you, GabyMetal, for this guide. So good, entertaining. I love the music. I love the cuts you did. I think you put so much information in there that was new for me, that I probably forgot that I could just rewatch this guide right now. And also that is something that I want to tell you. If you have not seen the guide without my react, at least click on this guide, let it run through while you're doing something else, to give him the credit, to give him advertisement, money, all that stuff that he deserves, because he put so much time into this video, into all the research and everything. He truly deserves all the love from the community for what he did, for updating this guide. And Gaby, if you are seeing this, I don't know, thank you. Thank you for everything you did, for making me a more and a better fan from Babymetal, because without you I would have not been, so informed about this band, and I would have not been at that stage to buy a ticket to see them live. Actually, I don't know if I've even said that, this is my first real concert, like a concert in a way that you go stand somewhere, watch some people perform and have fun. I have been at concerts like Melodifestival and the Swedish national selection for Eurovision, and also like some Hans Zimmer thing, but that is not the same thing, you know what I mean? This is not a concert, it's more like a classical thing or like a TV production. Babymetal is my first, and I mean, can there be any better first than seeing Babymetal live? I don't think so. So thank you very much for you, Gaby, for doing this, for putting so much time in this. And also thank you for everyone who has watched this react to the end with me together. I know it's probably not going to be a lot of people, but still I wanted to do this. This is going to be just an additional video that I thought was really cool doing this. Thank you. It was a great time. Those 2 hours flew by so fast. It is already pitch black dark outside now. It's 8 p.m. actually, so I started recording after 5. I'm happy. I'm really happy, and this is a guide that I'm really thank you. I could cry right now just because of the fact that I love Babymetal, because I love the people doing so much nice things with Babymetal, making the content. All the creators that really invest their time to make entertaining Babymetal content. All the love goes out to everyone. And with that said, guys, that is all that I can say from this. Like I said, go to his channel, write comments, like his video, subscribe to his content, and become Patreon followers at his. Do it, he deserves it. So with that said, guys, I'm done. I need food, I'm thirsty, I need to stretch my legs, I'm getting old. And if you have watched till here, one last thing, there is one Babymetal react coming later tonight. I haven't even decided myself right now at the time of recording what react it's going to be. If you want to see it, check it out. And else we're gonna see each other back in the next video, maybe another Babymetal react in the future. But there is a future with baby metal on this channel for sure. Have a good one. See ya.